Expected one national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm. Discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi. Hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm. Discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi. Hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm. Discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi. Hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm. Discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi. Hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 10.
And huge mornings to Patrice Amegashi and Codjoe, both joining me in studio this morning already. Gentlemen, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Week, final day of the week.
Good morning
I'm
to
particularly
you.
Sunrise.
Yeah, sunrise.
Yeah.
Good morning, my dear friends.
I trust that all is well.
Well, we're keeping good. Yeah, it's fine. Still doing what Mother Ghana would love some of us to do. Yesterday I was on the road fighting. Sometimes I even ask myself questions.
You, Ajo bro. We'll get a key.
Sometimes I fight. Yesterday I was like, I was going to, what's the name? The Gimpa area. So, excuse me. And that's what I drove past the Boss Energies. I just went up the road and I saw that a concrete mixer had dropped off some concrete on freshly made road. I mean, that's a clean road that everybody uses through the Gimpa bypass, the Legon bypass to Hacho and Westlands and all that. And they were gone. And it was on the road. And that will dry up and become an impediment on the road, so that any car that gets there, either you run over it and it feels like it rumbles your tire, or you'd want to swerve to the other lane and potentially cause an accident. These are the things I'm talking about. Road management. The company's name is M&S. M and S is just by the curve. When you move up the road and you hit the Gimpa Road, is the first concrete mixer company over there. And they did that. What I know is that every concrete mixer ought to have a bucket under where they pour out the concrete. So the residue will go into the bucket. It happened on the this thing road, that Airport Hills, that overpass, beautiful overpass. A concrete mixer just dropped concrete on it, dried up, and now it has become jagged. So my point is this: wherein lies a task force that ought to know that there's construction going on here? Let us manage and monitor them. In case they mess up, we surcharge them. It's a huge company, 100,000 Ghana cedis, 500,000 Ghana cedis. Then everybody will look sharp. Just drive around town. When you see that there's a mixer, a concrete mixer, without a bucket to take the residue concrete, stop that car, take it to the police station and charge them. Otherwise, this is what we'll be doing. And we see we're not good at maintaining our roads. So if all these things are happening on the other side also, then the question you'd ask is, what is wrong with us? Freshly constructed road. One has happened on the, what's the name? The Spintex Road, getting closer to the Palace Mall roundabout. Beautiful road. Beautiful road. Somebody's dropped concrete on it. What is wrong with us? Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'm sure and very certain you also have your gripes that you want to talk about this morning, because I've caught wind.
This morning,
I've caught wind of it already. I think yesterday
I'm pretty excited.
Patrice shared the details with me. That's why I'm a bit calm as he's been going on.
We have to pay somebody to clear the road, clean it up, and all that. And I'm like, oh wow, it's too bad.
I'm in high spirit today.
Can you imagine? Is this high spirit?
Yeah.
High spirit, and your voice is down by several
decibels. Don't mind him. High spirit. What kind of high spirit? What kind of high?
When you are in high spirit,
yes.
You see, it's not the voice.
It is the spirit that is high.
You see, it's an internal reflection.
Combustible, internal combustible.
But I'm excited this morning because we have on our show today the most controversial independent member of parliament coming in studio today.
So why did you have to say controversial? Listen,
yes, he's controversial.
The most innovative. Creative.
Not just innovative. You see, you should allow me to finish.
Sorry,
I didn't interrupt you,
sorry.
Patrice.
Oh, high spirits, man.
Are you a Gomoa man? You're not a Gomoa man.
Oh, I think.
When the Gomoas are speaking, you have to relax.
Okay.
Allow
me
to address my member of parliament.
Okay, sharp.
You understand? And he's coming in studio today, and it's a lot of reason to be excited, because some of us are happy he's been able to project Gomoa positively. We still have a long way to go. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are things I wish he could do differently, but he's doing fantastic. Gomoa is in the news. His ideas are awesome, because there was a time when we weren't even hearing ideas.
No.
You know, we weren't even hearing developmental ideas. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, he's in the picture, and we are hearing a lot of ideas, a lot of beautiful initiatives. The president has a soft spot for Gomoa now, thanks to some of his initiatives, and I mean, he's doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to meeting him in studio.
Okay.
And enjoying the rest of the conversation. Yeah. That's what I mean by high spirit.
Fantastic.
But Mawuena, I used Kaneshi yesterday. And you remember we had a conversation once with a spokesperson.
Gilbert J, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
no, not Gilbert J. Gilbert J is now defense minister.
Yes.
There was one Gilbert speaks for the Accra Metropolitan Assembly.
Yes.
I have a comment on the new defense minister. I'll let him finish.
Yeah. Okay. And you have to keep that comment. He's our new defense minister, period.
Yes, I have a
whatever
comment.
you have to say, Patrice, you have to swallow it.
You ask for this one, we'll let you swallow it. Oh, but I want to hear you on...
But you don't know the nature of the comment.
on because,
yes, Mawuena.
And Lord will help us with the videos of exactly what it is that you're speaking about.
It was a very disturbing. There's I mean, a lot of rubbish scattered on the road, on the pavements. We have our market women, our mothers, still occupying pavements and making it difficult for vehicles to have to move freely on that stretch.
So if you're on Facebook as well as on YouTube, you can see pictures, right, of exactly what it is that Kay is talking about. Rubbish is still gathering by the side.
And there was a policeman standing right there. And it's funny, he actually stopped my driver and asked my driver why we were using the outer lane, why someone got off, that we dropped someone off, and why the person got off at that stretch. So I asked him that you've used the bus lane for a permanent bus station where these vehicles and buses are loading to Cape Coast. They're loading to Cape Coast and Takrady and so on. So if you want us to use that lane, then as your duty as an MTTU officer, MTTD officer, we would expect that that instead of asking silly questions, you would be there clearing them so that buses or vehicles using that stretch would have access to the designated bus stop. We realized it was one of those conversations. When I told him, my glasses are recording, he decided to behave himself. But I also wondered how he was standing right next to the refuse on the road and decided not to care enough.
They'll tell you their responsibility is to manage transport and not to do
to manage the traffic situation and not.
No, once you're a Ghanaian, it's your responsibility.
No, for them, no.
It's your responsibility. It doesn't take anything to ensure, because you are a law enforcement officer. Yes, you do have a primary mandate, but your primary mandate does not stop you from being a citizen. You're a citizen first.
His motor traffic.
Your private your primary mandate. So I think those are some of the issues. Secondly, on the Odoko stretch as well, I mean, there was a vehicle that was moving on the Odoko stretch dangerously.
You
could tell it's a waste management vehicle. I shared that with the producer as well.
I think what's showing on Facebook now is the concrete which had been
the concrete on the road
on the road, and Patrice was the one who actually experienced that and was sharing footages. If you're going from Shiashi all the way to
the Nalag area to Boost Energy,
you find a lot of the road has been they've created artificial speed ramps.
Yes.
Artificial speed ramps on the road as a result of that. And
there's an institution there too. I don't know. It's not been tarred. So whenever it rains, it carries the debris onto the road. So when you get to that T junction, there's a problem. That is the structure that comes right after Boost Energies. So I don't know. So this is it. So we had to clear all these things off the road yesterday. Otherwise, if we had waited for a day or two and it dried up,
that automatically becomes a part of
so
the
you can
road.
even see from the top. There's some on the side there already.
Amongst other things. And
congratulations to this young man who helped in.
He volunteered.
Yes. I just went in.
He actually called. He said you went to get him, and then he helped clear that as well. Yeah. It's something that the companies know about. I wonder why they don't put a bucket at the tail of the concrete mixes and then they move around town adding new layers to the roads.
No, because when the police see them and they stop them, it's business as usual. Why do we have these cars, these vehicles still on the road?
There it is. So just so there it is. I just captured
and they
it.
will impound.
You see, I just captured it. That's it. That's the mixer.
You should have captured the vehicle number.
The number. I didn't know it was going to show up. Then it just came. So there was no bucket at the back, as you can see. So it's just
it's business as
messing
usual.
Up all roads.
Because Patrice, you'll be surprised that a very
Okay, so that's your container.
Yeah, that was the.
So this would actually pass by a police barrier without being stopped, and a DV car would follow and would be stopped. And you would wonder, like, what standard are we keeping as a country?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be so, right?
No, so you see, this is what they drop at the markets in the open space dumping.
Yes.
Sometimes, or when they go and collect waste from other areas, they drop it in this. Then this truck will come and carry it to a possible. Now the container which it's supposed to carry, instead of going and returning to carry the second one, he decided that
both.
I'm going to carry the two at a go.
This is dangerous,
right? So decided to carry the two at a go, and then proceed to. I don't know where they are headed towards. Perhaps could be Kanishi, could be Accra, wherever. And so that's the sort of journey they are on this morning as well. So I mean, all of this contributes to a lot of the conversations that we have here.
Okay. You know what we had yesterday and the accident that happened on the
that's where I'm actually going.
Okay.
Yesterday I received a call from an unknown number of some sort, and the person called almost sounded as though they were crying, because I suspect they may have seen videos of the dismembered bodies, amongst other things, from the Ofankor accident, and was like, Mawuena, please, you guys should lend your voice to the accident on the road, because it is one too many. Not just on Ofankor, but on different parts of our major road. The indiscipline, and these were his words, the indiscipline is too much, and people are dying.
We sacrificed one for 11. That was very bad.
Look, my colleague Christian Yale is back on the N6, the Achimota Pokwase corridor. The entire stretch is down. The entire stretch. Achimota Pokwa, the entire stretch is dark. He sent a report this morning. The entire place is dark. And vehicles beaming with highlights from wherever.
Surprise.
On the back of everything that's happened, you can count more than 10 accidents on that stretch alone. Yet it remains dark. Yet vehicles continue to be stationary on the road.
Road management is simply the thing, So the accounts that came through yesterday on this matter had to do with, I got two different accounts.
Yeah,
point is, there was this tricycle that had carried, I think, some tomatoes or some, what's the name, oranges, and had been knocked off the road by a truck. And the gentleman hit his head on the ground. Now, a policeman who was riding up the road saw the body and called for reinforcements to be able to get the body off the road, instead of dragging the body off the road to make way for other road users.
I have a problem with you saying dragging.
Okay, no, picking the body. Okay, sorry. Picking the body off the road. And he was rather trying to beckon other vehicles to stop, for the body to be taken off the road before, like rediverting them. But these were huge trucks with sand in them. So I hear one ram into the second one, and then it continued. So the driver that got the passengers killed was dodging and ran through the rails, and then it fell. It fell from the road to the lower tier. That's what I heard. It fell from the top to the lower tier. That is why the people got injured, and some lost their lives. So, emergencies, when it comes to emergencies, I believe the police has been training some of their people, but when it gets to things like this, and the nature of the road, it's not a straight road. It goes up and then it comes down. So if you're coming from behind, you may not be able to see what is ahead of you. So if all these trainings were done, he would have been able to see, just take the person off or lift the person off the road to the side and then make way for other vehicles. Or if you had a reflector, you would have just placed it along the road. You get it. So, I mean, we were protecting one life and we lost 11.
It's a bit unfortunate. I mean, but the conversations about road safety and curbing accidents,
yes,
particularly on the back of what we've seen, not just the Ofankor situation. For me, when we have a conversation about accidents, I for one cannot understand why that stretch has seen that many road crashes.
Really?
Yeah, road
management is poor. I keep saying road management.
You can do the analysis. Yeah. You can try and find the number of recent incidents and all of that. And like I was mentioning, my colleague Christian has been there. He spent the very early hours of this morning there from 4 a.m. and he's been sharing reports. The whole place is dark.
Like I said, our road management is poor.
So let's get into the papers, a bit of the papers, and then we can do a bit more in terms of
very sad
online
this morning.
review.
I left my black coffee.
Oh, you had coffee and you left
I
it.
bought coffee for you.
Oh
yeah, I bought coffee and the creamer.
I like mine black.
Right. Oh really? Okay,
yes.
No problem. Okay.
No cream.
No kai.
No sugar.
Yeah.
Just black and then
back.
Okay, maybe that's what works, because some of us which take it never keeps us awake.
Some
Coffee?
of you are not sensitive to the caffeine.
Oh, coffee doesn't kick in later?
No, I could take an entire jug or a mug or whatever, and I'll still
That's
go to
like
bed.
my mother. That's her nighttime beverage.
Oh, really?
I'll go to bed perfectly. It doesn't.
Oh, I'm very caffeine sensitive, because caffeine will typically course through your body for about 12 hours. So for those of us who are particularly sensitive, I try and take it maybe before 10 a.m. for sure, so that it has time
to get out of the system.
Yeah. All right, that's neither here nor there, but there's still coffee, but it's the one with the added creamer.
No. The creamer is separate.
It's separate.
So I got
all right.
both.
I'll see you in the back end.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Patrice, for that. Let's get into the papers this morning. We've got a number of them in front of us. And gentlemen, you want me to run through the front pages?
Yes, front page.
Okay, all right. The News Center newspaper this morning says Goldfields pays 2.9 billion Ghana cedis to government in 2026 first half. Coca Codjoe set pace in Ashanti Eastern NPP race, and we've got 12 perish, 22 injured in multiple vehicle crash at Ofankor. That's what we've just been discussing this morning. Vigilante justice at police headquarters. IGP police under fire over civilian slapping suspect, and I saw that video making the rounds on social media, and a lot of you had a lot to say. We'll talk about it. The custodian newspaper, fearless, fair, and reliable. This is what the front page has to say. Police foil a body bank robbery, kill 2. When I tell you, yesterday sounded like one kind of action movie, one kind of action film. La Ilah. Asanteman Coca chairman Codjoe tipped to win Ashanti Eastern NPP chair races. Recalled Parliament must correct Cocoa Bill. That's Opong Nkrumah speaking, and he's also pictured here on the front page. MPP sets timelines for national executive polls. The Free Press this morning says former MP Hajia Alima Mahama in $21.4 million mess. Kwame Nkrumah Park is the most visited tourist site. You know that there's the makeover. When did the makeover happen? Some 2-3 years ago? 2 years ago. And certainly...
it's raking in, I think 3 years ago.
3 years ago we saw that makeover.
It's raking in a lot of
that's good news. Free Press to be on the newsstands every Mondays and Thursday. Okay, if you want to read it, Monday and Thursday. And shake up at National Security Secretariat. Rebuild Ghana boxing. That's also another conversation that I think should be had.
Oh, absolutely.
Boxing, we have what it takes to be the boxing hub.
Yeah.
But we're not making opportunities.
I mean, the
out
Bukom
of it.
Boxing Arena, whenever there's been events put together, comes to life in such marvelous and wonderful nature. It's just surprising. We've not been able to really follow up.
Really tap into that,
We don't have plans.
I mean,
We don't have
boxing
plans.
rakes in billions of dollars
Yes.
across the world each year. We have such great talents. I mean, I talk about us having cocoa. We need to have our chocolate museum. People from all over the world come and we take them on a journey how cocoa was discovered, how it's grown, how we dry it, how we use it to make chocolate. I mean, we're not tapping into some of these low-hanging fruits. I mean, anyways. And
Azuma
finally,
Nelson and Co.
I'm telling you.
You know, he has his name engraved on the WBC belt. Azuma
really?
Nelson has his name engraved on
Wow.
it. I mean, he ran 10 years straight. Nobody could beat him. What are you talking about? You have him, Ikwate, you have Nana Kodedu, you have all these people.
We
We don't have plans for all these
Poison
things,
and all
sorry.
of those
We
things.
don't
We
have
No,
plans.
we don't have plans.
An open letter to Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomarking. I don't know who's writing to him, but it's captured on page 4. All right.
Okay, the Guardian Point this morning says Bolgatanga Airport to take off by end of 2026, according to President Mahama. Also on the front page, young Ghanaians deserve opportunities to build their future. This is according to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Adamos mining assets not for sale despite lease revocation. This is from Lands Ministry. NPP sets October 3 for national executive elections. Nominations open August 17. And 11 confirmed dead, 13 casualties recorded in Ofankor barrier crash. The Informer this morning says OSP helps FBI nail ex-Tor boss in $1 million bribery case. Stop hiding insults behind democracy. This is Napo telling Ghanaians, Matthew Puku Prempe telling Ghanaians to stop hiding insults behind democracy. Galamsey West off under Mahama. This is A. Rocha saying. And Upper East Airport's construction to begin by end of 2026. Police foil Laboni Bank robbery, kill 2. And then Brekum residents protest against Galamsey. The Daily Statesman this morning says, let the probe speak. Kingsley Ajiman lawyers tell UK High Commissioner. Napo says Buzia's legacy must go beyond nostalgia. Coca for Asante and Codjoe for Easton. NPP seeks farmer-friendly changes in cocoa bill. The Evening Mail this morning says, all set for NPP regional elections. Agenda 111 private deals face RTI scrutiny. Osei Asari demands probe into $1.7 billion gold program losses. Ajiman fights back over scholarship allegations. And Brentio pushes for National Cancer Authority dedicated fund. The Inquisitor says, robbery against Coca as crooks use DMB's name to campaign for Kukufu. TCDA flies higher, holds oil palm forum, distributes inputs to tree crop farmers. Eduji Tamaklo leads NPA to commiserate with late Dramani Bukari family. And that's it. The new trust says, Dr. Gideon Boako rallies support for Coca, says his grassroots links make him the best candidate for Asante NPP chairmanship position. The Morning Post this morning says, engage now Africa, and sign global university sensitize students on human trafficking. More Ghanaians dying on Libya route to Europe, buried with Muslim rights. Anna Tete warns. The Daily Analyst, death toll hits 12. 22 injured, and I believe he's talking about the Ofankor accident. NPP demands OSP probe into AXA bribery, and TCDA leads Ghana's 100,000 hectare oil palm push. Finally, police foil planned robbery attack on 3 Laboni banks. 2 suspects killed. Yeah, you have some.
Yes. On my Leisure Daily.
Okay.
I have BOG's mid-rate jumped from 11.74 Ghana cedis to 11.35 Ghana cedis. And Adamus Resources, government has upheld revocation of 3 gold mining leases. Legal vacation, the CJ's warrant apparently did not name specific cases. Accra Brewery Accra Brewery shutdown is a risk, not yet a decision. And cocoa, no new farmer arrears reconciliation while production remains high. And then cocoa board, LBCs can no longer buy farmers' cocoa on credit. On the cocoa bill too, farmer resistance has become a national policy issue. And on gold, government now wants 30% of large-scale production. And we also have BOG now records 10.98 Ghana cedis to the dollar for August 13th. And business, some industries say electricity costs have jumped more than 40%. And then on Adamus again, the next test is whether government publishes the full case. On Beacon, the argument is now about who should investigate Ghana's side. And that's it for the Ledger Daily.
Okay. There's Ghanaian Times also. Unless we do Ghanaian Times.
Let's do Ghanaian Times.
Okay.
And then
Ghanaian Times this morning says, Ofanko crash claims 11 lives and injures 13. Road indiscipline blamed. 82,500 Ghanaians use hard drugs. NHIA releases 35.1 million Ghana cedis for free primary healthcare services. Stakeholders push for fair and sustainable public sector pay system. And then vacate or face eviction. That is coming from, I'm pretty sure, is Gridco. Oh no, minister gives power line encroaches 1 month notice. This is a very terrible thing. Almost everywhere we have power lines running, you see a lot of mechanics and people selling, charcoal and so many other things encroaching. Because that place is a no man's land. No one is supposed to be there. But because, again, we don't have our task force from the various institutions, especially Gridco, because they have their, gas pipeline going through those places as well. They don't protect it. So these lands are there, they encroach on it, and these are the things we keep seeing. It's growing everywhere. I've written letters to Gridco, to ECG, and to the Assembly, that these guys, they use petrol tankers and they weld them, either with electric or gas. And the cables they are huge pylons, and they're just below. When they climb to the top of, a tanker, they are not too far from it. If an explosion should happen, what is going to happen? Because those are lines that run all the way from Makosumbo to Tema. So the moment we disturb the integrity of any of those lines, a lot of us will be in deep trouble. Some are even winning sand under it. So the legs on which the pylons stand are weakened. And these ones, they just take simple management. Task force, just go around the various communities and check who is encroaching and who is not encroaching. It leads to a very critical thing. Most people use cars. Most people in positions of authority, they use cars. Yet we don't try, or we do not at all designate places for these mechanics to be at. It is one thing that beats my mind. Because when your car gets spoiled or gets faulty, you want a mechanic to handle it. But where? So if we don't create spaces for them, they would find the spaces. And then they end up lodging underneath these pylons because they are a no man's land.
I mean, for lodging under pylons, so there's a lot that happens in this country that just happens by chance. Sometimes it leaves you feeling something, right?
Say it.
Every time when we are having conversations, or today we're talking about accidents, and you'll be asking yourself, I'm just going to use the Ofanko as a case in point. how long should we have a conversation about street lights on that stretch of road for it to continue over and over and over again? Yes, it may cut across possibly different assemblies, right? And so there has to be procurement process here. Look, I've been on that road over the last 25 years.
Wow.
Right? And today, I have not been there in a while. Christian has confirmed nothing has changed.
Please, teacher, have you ever had anybody sacked before?
Right?
Please, teacher. Has anybody been sacked?
You
so
understand?
these accidents keep happening, the statistics go up, and then they sack the MTTD boss and the deputy, they just sack them. Or we say that there are no lights on the road. How come you don't have lights on your road?
5
MCE,
years.
away.
That stretch. And so when you're driving every time, look, I'm not saying that to go back to the conversation about
I
the
know,
accident.
Roads and Highways Authority.
I'm just saying that to suggest that sometimes it's so difficult to appreciate why simple fixes can take so long. Right? Simple fixes. And so in the case of the pylon, I grew up at Aoshi, Elang. The pylons, there are people operate and do business under them.
Yeah, of course.
It's been the case. In fact, it's been the case since I was young. It almost makes you grow up thinking it's normal, but it's actually not. You understand? And so that's why I asked the question, who checks these things? Because I grew up thinking, but I never was comfortable walking under it. Because when you are going under,
you hear the
sound of power being transmitted from one point to the other. And so I've never felt comfortable from Aoshi, Banyard, to the Lafa area. In fact, I was when it rained on June 29, I was raising concerns about one such pylon, which sits close to one of the bridges, the Lafa.
Yeah.
When it rains, the floodwaters has been eating away the sun underneath it. And I think on June 29, someone called, and I raised that issue. I've not been to Awoshi in a while, but I bet when I go there, you will still find the pylon sitting close to the major drain, and the next rainstorm, whatever, the sun will be. So it leaves you asking the question, okay, I see it every day. What about the people who are supposed to do something about it? Yes, I appreciate that there are genuine and legitimate difficulties. I speak to that because Ebi Bright, who is the mayor of Tema, has been writing about what are genuine challenges with respect to running an assembly and being able to fix things as quickly as you want. But 5 years to get lights fixed and on Ofanko to do something.
This is why Chinese kindergartners are manufacturing all kinds of gadgets and gizmos because they don't wake up and ask for street lights. They've moved past these conversations.
Of course.
Every morning, where's the street light? They are building things, they are building robots. The conversation is so elevated, and you think, well, of course, we'll be doing A for animal, B for bat, C for cats.
Let me do
the
Let me do the online review now. We're starting off with 3news.com. Updates. 2 gunned down, 1 arrested as police foil multi-bank robbery attempt in Laboni. The girl queen meets 10-year-old Nana Ifua Kumiwa the Abontin Dom Ankobia Hema of Awukugwa.
The Abontin Dom Ankobia Hema.
Abontin Dom. No, it's Hema written here. Maybe it's Hemia that it's supposed to be. Teacher unions maintain September 7 deadline to strike if Fair Wages Salaries Commission fails to address their concerns. Ashanti region tops maternal mortality rate list, Regional Health Directorate, and Bolgatanga Airport construction to start by end of 2026. MyJoyOnline.com, 24-hour economy must go beyond slogans. AGI demands concrete action. I think we were having that conversation here yesterday. The AGI was also making similar claims from there yesterday, from a program they held yesterday. Blank passports, visas visa stickers found in office of Ghana Embassy IT officer accused of concealing digital records. AXA Energy bribery scandal. Public inquiry will expose shame culprit. Minshia South NP. NPP's concerns over AG's credibility to probe AXA Energy deal baseless, according to the NDC. National Road Safety Authority probes Aboboya link to Ofankor crash that killed 12. Fuel prices have risen by more than 33% in Ghana since the start of the year. As a research, and AGI opens talks with Finance Ministry over ABL tax crisis, demands urgent resolution. There's an interesting one here. Cocoa Board threatens to withdraw LBC licenses over cocoa purchases on credit. If I take you to City Newsroom, that's their big banner story.
Yeah.
Cocoa Board bans LBCs from buying cocoa from farmers on credit. Also here, demolish illegal structures around forts, castles, Jifa Gumashi. National Cathedral funds could have completed some Agenda 111 hospitals. Ayeni. Business confidence remains strong despite rising costs. AGI, 4 Ghanaian onion trucks released as Ghana Nigeria trade dispute ends. So the onions would have gone bad. Ghana Web. Police arrest Nigerian suspect in foiled Laboni robbery. And there's an interesting comment which was made by Cyril in the newsroom as to disparities in the statement from the police statement. Initially, they had said they foiled a robbery attack. That's what the first statement said. And the second one,
a lot yesterday.
then the second one says it was an attempted robbery. And so they were just raising disparities in terms of first one suggesting that there was an ongoing robbery, then the second one suggesting it was a foiled attack amongst others. But those are pictures and videos in relation to it, and the suggestion that the individuals had just a blow gun. And then the police also says there was exchange of gunfire and all of that. Some of the questions being asked in relation to what really transpired, but
congratulations to the police for foiling this.
Absolutely.
Done well.
So in relation to that, scariest day of my life, Nana Banamwa was a media personality. She was close by around Laboni when the gunshots began. A number of persons who were close by spoke to being very scared. Also here, see the full list of 26 judges on vacation duty. And this is not the person. Netizens challenge police over identity of man who assaulted, over identity of man arrested for slapping pastor. You know
there was a story like that. Yeah, that's
a story. In fact, someone
saw the video. Really Gadochi.
It was a TikTok live. Some inflammatory comments. Religious had made some inflammatory religious comments. A pastor was arrested, and then, whilst he was in police custody, there was a filming, and someone was doing a TikTok live whilst they were in the CID custody. And during the TikTok live, they slapped someone slapped the pastor. Subsequently, the person has been arrested. But a lot of people are saying, look, if you look at the body stature
of the person who did
the slapping and the person who's been paraded as arrested for doing the slapping, they don't look anything alike. So the police should come again. The police should come again in terms of an explanation as to that front. But that's
beautiful.
It
I
as
thought I was
well.
going to say something about the new what's the name? Is it not too handsome for the job?
That's why we said you should swallow it.
Okay, sorry.
Let's get a bit more in terms of details.
It's good looking, pal.
How is that a problem? I want to start off with because we like to deal with a lot of cocoa-related issues. Cocoa Board banning LBCs from buying cocoa from farmers on credit.
Yes.
The Ghana Cocoa Board has barred licensed buying companies from purchasing cocoa beans on credit from farmers, warning that breaching the directive warning the companies that breach the directive risk losing their operating license. Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa, Dr. Randiabi, speaking at the launch of the Chamber of Cocoa Marketers, said the regulator has formally instructed LBCs to end the practice as part of measures to strengthen liquidity, improve payments discipline, and restore efficiency across Ghana's cocoa supply chain. He disclosed that Cocoa Board has already communicated the directive to LBC, stressing that a repeat violation could trigger license violation. The move comes as Cocoa Board prepares to overhaul the financing of cocoa purchases with a new funding module expected to provide sufficient liquidity for crop purchases and related operations. For me, the question I'll ask is, where is PBC in all of that?
Yeah, okay.
Because they are supposed to purchase 50% of the raw beans for onward processing.
Yeah.
So
what is stalling that?
Oh, we are yet to enter the crop season. So as we are discussing, no buying on credit from the farmer. Because there's a new pricing, a funding model as well, which is coming on stream and all of that. So, where they will fit in, because remember, this is the president's idea. It was communicated by the finance minister that we are going to process 50% of raw beans, and PBC must lead the charge in buying that. So, as we are having the conversations and everything, let us find. This one is an advocacy that is being pushed, because the state must do business with the state so that
absolutely
profits and all of that can. But any other story of interest, for me, this is what has piqued my interest in relation to the conversations this morning.
Which one?
Well, AGI as well has been speaking in relation to the 24-hour economy, and they are asking that it must move beyond slogans to a bit more in terms of action.
I'll not speak to that.
Why won't you speak to that?
I will not. I will not speak to that because my mofo. Should I land myself in trouble?
I mean, yesterday I could tell that you were not completely sold, if at all, on the direction of the 24-hour.
The reason I'm not speaking to that is that it's coming from AGI. And it's been reported on 3FM. How many hours did we spend here in the studio?
No. This is on myjoyonline.com.
Okay. I thought you said 3FM reported AGI
no.
something.
So, 053-220-0927. 053-220-0927.
Okay.
There's an interesting message that's been shared with me by my colleague Komla Kluche. He says he's had very disgusted suggestions that the Achimota to Pokwase stretch has its street lights functioning. Let no one gaslight the public with these barefaced lies and pure wickedness that there are functioning street lights on the stretch. How did we get here as a country? We have leaders who have bragged fixing the lights, but reality is what we see here today. I live at ACP. I use that road every day and able to get home daily by God's grace. It cannot be the situation that the accident happened with the lights fully functioning. How is the regional minister and the mayor still in office after this accident? It's pure neglect and dereliction of duty. For us in that enclave, including Ablekuma to Pokwase, there is not a single light working. I'm no prophet of doom, but I won't be surprised another will occur before the start of next week. If these leaders cannot fix a simple light, why in God's name are they still in office? I had not wanted to go back onto the entire conversation because today we deployed somebody there. We deployed Christian Yale to the Pokwase stretch, and I was making reference to the fact that the entire stretch is dark, and that's what's been communicated again by Komla Kluche, who lives there. I've not seen the comment which suggests that the lights are working. I haven't seen that, and so I don't know who has been speaking in that light, which is drawing his angst as well this morning. But it is what it is, as is the popular saying these days. Safiamo also sends a similar message and says that they live along that stretch. Let me just read that message as well. It says that I live along that stretch, and I can tell you one can hardly drive on that road at night without highlights on which, in return, inconvenience other motorists. Because the stretch is very dark, so you have to beam to see ahead of you.
So everybody's blinding each other.
And to make it worse, and I know that stretch very well. To make it worse, I was telling us yesterday that you see the big trailers and all of that, which are moving from here to Kumasi, to Burkina Faso and other places. They are on the stretch most of the time. And those vehicles don't speed. Sometimes some break down on the stretch. So if the road is dark and you can't see, you could drive into it very easily, actually. Very, very easily. So that is the reality for a lot of persons who use that stretch.
Okay.
And has been so, like I said, for the last 5 years since I have used that road until recently when I don't. That is the situation. And it hasn't improved, doesn't look like it's going to improve. And it begs the question, like they are all asking, what will it take to have that stretch back on? And while we say it, right, the unscrupulous individuals who, when lights are fixed, go and not just remove the entire cables that constitutes the street light. It happens. Okay. Let's not kid ourselves, because if the lights are going to return onto that stretch, cables will have to be run through the poles again. That is one of the realities which we must face, because people who are also citizens go and pull out the cables which electricity will pass through to connect to the bulb. They will go and pull it out.
I believe 3FM, or was it even Media General in its entirety, made a donation to our stretch here a couple of years ago. I don't know whether it lasted a month and it was all stolen.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, that is as well a part of the reality when we have the street lights conversation.
They were stolen.
That we will give persons in authority hell because this is the barest of minimums that we deserve. But after that, there are also the unscrupulous individuals who will go. I mean, we can police a lot of things, but policing street lights.
I don't know the architecture of the street lights on the Ofankor Road. So to say that you need not be seen walking up on, because it's for automobiles. It's not for persons to walk there unless you are an authority designated to do that. I don't know the architecture of the road so well and see where the street lights are to be able to ascertain whether the person can be allowed to walk by that place or not. Can it be fenced off or not? Or should we just go to solar?
No, there are solar in some of them. Some of them are solar, so
the solar,
they come on by themselves.
Okay, you have to climb back
and
before.
Then you fix it.
So I think the solar may be better, so nobody can, because the solar wouldn't use any cables in this regard. They wouldn't use any cables. My pick for the morning has to do with the Galamsey that is still going on. It's on the front page of The Informer. The Informer says that Galamsey west of Under Mahama. That is what they are saying. It's a Rocha Ghana.
Arocha Ghana.
It's Arocha Ghana. Yeah, okay, so that's the saying. The saying Galamsey is west of Under Mahama. Is that true or yes?
I would like to know what metrics they use to come by that assertion.
Because from one end of the thread, you hear that it's been curled. From another point, they tell you it's on the rise. What is the state of affairs? I think Anashigbe would be an ideal person to speak to this matter because he's at the far front of this, and I think we'd need to know some research. And that gentleman also in the Asante region, Erastus. Is that Erastus?
Erastus Osari.
Yeah, he's also one. So we need to find out. We need to find out whether it's getting worse or not. Because if somebody should boldly claim that Galamsey is on the rise, then my brother.
27 to the top of the hour, still on the news review segment. Kwame Asario, being known popularly as A Plus as well, will be in studio with us pretty shortly as well. As a message here in relation to the 24-hour economy. There's a copy of the Ghanaian Times there as well, which says that the is from Kwame Dako in Koforidia, says, good morning, Mawuena, the 24-hour project should be properly structured so that it does not become like the free SHS. That's a comment that's come through from Kwame Dako in Koforidia, who is also doing the listening. That's an interesting way to put it. I'm not sure the free SHS has suffered anything in particular, but Faustina Elik. Okay, this one is from Senior Sly. It says it's watching us.
Suffered a lot of things. It suffered a lot of things.
It's watching us live from Kwabenya GT. You're saying the implementation challenges.
Yeah.
But
curriculum, teachers, the shifts, the what's the name? Gold shift and the diamond shift and the bronze shift and all those things. I mean, those were the things. I'm sure that is what he's talking about. That the 24-hour economy should not be waffled in things like these, that kind of thing. Where you claim you have a plan, but as what's the name? Neil Antibandapoint will say ground leque, agroniform. So when you start off with a good plan, you know where you are moving. And for me, some of these plans, they are very easy to do. Reduce the taxes on items or at the ports for these malls, and then let them operate 24/7. Provide security. Like I mentioned yesterday, if your transport system is not monitored and managed by the state, the private person would like to go sleep. But if it's a state-sponsored thingy, and you believe that people are shopping at this time, they need means of transport to commute from one point to the other. And it's a state transport like the Ayalulu and so on. And they know I can catch the bus or catch the train. Then it makes it simpler for people to commute from one point to the other. Some people need to work from morning till evening. They don't get the time to go out to go purchase any need of their life. So if after close of work, they can drive through the heavy traffic, and even at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, they can still go and buy things from somewhere. Why not? There are some pubs that run 24 hours. People go out at night.
There are a number of
yes. So if those pubs are able to run in that regard, why can't we? I think we can only zone off the areas and communities. So from, let's say, from ANC Mall all the way to a certain part, we can put a police barrier here and there, just to monitor. So those are things that we need to be looking at. It's pretty simple. So let's say GOIL, for example. GOIL is a state-owned, what's the name, oil and gas institution. Question being simple. Why can't we have GOIL run 24/7?
But yesterday we were told,
they don't own the stations, Patrice.
Yes, but the point is that they have the franchise. You have the franchise.
And these are additional overhead, because I'm not making excuses for them, but I think that's why the 24-hour economy should be resilient enough to accommodate some of these excesses, because if you're expecting businesses to, take on more, then you should be willing to also create an enabling environment for them to take
radio
on
stations
more.
run 24/7. TV stations run 24/7.
A few more in terms of messages. Neron de Boanegis says, until we put emotions and the our mother syndrome aside and let the laws work, the roads and markets will never be clean. Nana Jima says that the body, about the accident, says it was not a snake bite and it was an accident victim, so you don't touch the body unprofessionally. It's a message he sends in relation to
the police getting the person
to the police not touching or dragging.
But that has resulted in the emergencies.
And
emergencies.
They are subjects. It's subject to conversations, right? That's in relation to the accident from
So benefits of hindsight.
Yesterday.
Would you have rather the police charged one body and prevented 11 from dying? You get it. So touch one body. The person is what is wrong? We do forensics here. You're not able to monitor people who are pulling out cables from your this, and then somebody is being knocked by a car, and it's on the road, and you just hold the person and lift the person
fact
up.
that they don't do. See, one of the worst things that happens, particularly when there's an accident, is some of the people who attempt to provide help
Yeah.
in the initial stages. They end up killing the people.
Look,
right?
let's find out if they do forensics, because what would have been the essence? For me, what would have been the significance?
Forensics will be done, but I'm sure it's a speciality. It's a speciality.
So benefit
field.
of hindsight,
right?
What is the benefit of not touching the one person at the time? What would have happened? So now these things have happened. What would have happened?
And you see, the reason why is because these are eyewitness accounts.
Yes.
It has to be, investigations will have to establish that, okay, this and this is what really happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So these are eyewitness accounts and having
because
people...
at the time, I don't know how many people were awake.
People
happened at 3 a.m.
provide... So, and if the eyewitness account is anything to go by and the officer says, look, let's wait for a professional team which can come and deal with the situation as well and tries to direct traffic, you can't really argue against it. I mean, in terms of having the proper personnel come and
he
deal
had the
with
presence of mind. He had the presence of mind to say that let us allow a reinforcement to come. But in that presence of mind, did he have the accoutrements to control the traffic at the time? You get it? So it is two things. You have the presence of mind to say that let us call the appropriate persons or personalities to come and carry the body off the road. By so doing, I need to control the traffic. Did he have the right accoutrements to control the traffic? If he did not, safety would have told you that it is better to lift that one person off and prevent this. But because he didn't perceive that there could be a potential accident that would be so devastating, he didn't consider those things. That's why I'm saying that the training of the police comes with emergency situations and acting based on impulse.
Fair enough. There's a story in the center spread of the Ghanaian Times which is of interest. 82,500 Ghanaians use hard drugs.
How many?
82,500 Ghanaians are actively using hard drugs.
82,000 pay.
With the Ashanti region accounting for nearly 20% of the figure.
Ashanti region?
Yeah. The Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission, Major General Maxwell Obuba Mante, has disclosed. He said that the disturbing figure contained in a new study by the University of Ghana School of Public Health pointed to an escalating public health emergency that required urgent and coordinated action. The drugs identified in the study include heroin, cocaine, tramadol, and methamphetamine. I didn't know meth was a deal here.
Meth?
Oh, yes.
Meth? Huh. In this country called Ghana,
Speaking in Kumasi on Wednesday during the International Youth Day celebration, Major General Mante said the 82,000 estimate did not include cannabis, which remained the most widely abused illegal substance in the country. He said the study also revealed a worrying link between hard drug use and the spread of HIV in the Ashanti region, where an estimated 16,300 hard drug users were recorded. According to the study, HIV prevalence among drug users in the region stood at 6.6%, nearly 5 times Ghana's national prevalence of 1.4%. And for me, the reason I'm highlighting this story is that I have a pharmacist who is a colleague. So when we did the news card in relation to that, and good morning to you, Manuela Okaija, she sent a very interesting message and said the number actually is an underestimation.
I mean, for a population of 33 million, 82,000 seems like a very minute number.
Because you see, they are mentioning heroin and other things, and she told me that the focus is on those hard substances. When you go to the pharmacies and people are buying 5 cedi cough syrups and all of that to get high on, then you realize that it is a much bigger problem than we even make it seem. Right? So we are looking at, okay, heroin, meth, and some others, but there's actually a much bigger problem in relation to actual drugs, medicines which are supposed to be used now being abused by the young for very obvious reasons as well. And so those are areas which they add require a bit more in terms of urgency and consideration as well, even as we continue the conversation in that regard.
That's interesting to note that I wonder, is it everyday people buying these cough syrups,
Oh, she mentioned one. It says there's a Letalin, which is only 5 cedis, and people are going to pharmacies and are buying it and they are abusing it.
I think they probably mix it also with, sometimes I believe, alcohol. I think that's another, I don't know if that's what the Americans call lean. I could be completely off targets. Cough
so
syrup
they get cough syrup and
with
they add alcohol.
the lean.
I think that's what they call lean. Cough syrup mixed with alcohol.
The name comes from the brand Benelin. So.
I see. Yes. And that's what ultimately a lot of people are relying on for that high, a mix of cough syrup and alcohol. So a lot's happening in the scene.
Right. That is the voice of Helen Appiah Ampofo. 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Must say that we can get into a bit more in terms of conversations now because Kwame Asare-Obeng, A+, the Member of Parliament for Gumua Central Constituency, is joining us in studio right now. Let me introduce in studio now the Honourable Member of Parliament for Gumua Central, and case rooted in his seat because as a Gumua man, he says he's excited and is supercharged to the Honourable. Thank you very much for joining us in studio this morning.
You're welcome.
How are you today?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are the people of Gumua Central as well, your constituents?
Yeah, fabulous.
How many, it's been what, more than 18 months since you became Member of Parliament? How has it been like reveling in the position or something you worked towards, you won? 18 months in, what would you say is the biggest of highlights for you since you became Member of Parliament?
I think the biggest is the rehabilitation of the University Road. The last time that it was worked on was about 28 years ago. And I remember very well. I was young then when Arab contractors were building the road, and we used to come to the roadside to watch the equipment and the people working. And then 28 years on, I have to be the one to push for it to be rehabilitated and made better. It excites me a lot.
You've said your focus is on industrialization.
Yeah.
Rather than anything parliamentary.
Yes.
Why is that? Because I mean that almost contradicts what a member of parliament is supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Why that position for you?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah. You see, there is one thing that most MPs don't realize early, and so by the time they realize it, they have already lost their seats. The law mandates you to do one thing, and the people who put you there also expect another thing from you. So it is yours to decide whether to do only what the law mandates you to, or to prioritize that, or to prioritize the needs of the people. And I think that there are 275 of us.
76. 76.
Yes.
It's 276.
Yeah, and there are many of us who have been in there for a very long time. We are executing our mandate. However, I think that I must go the extra mile to bring a lot to the people. I want the people to feel the change in their lives, in their pockets, and so I'm going to prioritize that.
And that is your priority. How has that been, prioritizing the welfare of your constituents over the last 18 months?
Yeah. I think the majority of the people are excited about what has transpired so far. Majority of the people are excited that they voted for me. They have not regretted voting for me because we are not doing the ordinary. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be ordinary. I want to do what people think is impossible, and so the people are seeing a change. They have seen something new. They have seen something that they didn't expect. They think that I have exceeded their expectation, and they see more coming. So we are not only talking about big promises, but they can see things happening on the ground. This year alone, in the last 18 months, we have commissioned 2 clinics and 5 new schools in Gomua.
Five new schools.
Yes.
Is it basic schools?
Basic schools, yes, basic schools, which is unprecedented. In fact, we are building 1 school in Aboso. We are building 1 school in Obuase. We are building 1 school in Afranse. So, in all, by the end of this year, we would have built 6 new schools in the constituency. We have built chip compounds. We are bringing a lot to the constituency. And then we are expanding access to free internet. I believe that internet must be considered a human right. Every human being must have access to free internet, and that is why we continue to expand in the constituency.
There's a talk of an industrial park as well, which you've proposed for your constituent. Where are you on that?
When you say propose, it looks like we have an intention to build an industrial park. In fact, we are actually building the industrial park. When you come to the site,
you started building an industrial park.
We are far gone, and when you come to the site now, you see that factories have started springing up. We have a lot of factories that are coming up now. I have traveled the world to engage potential investors in investor promotions in Germany, in Switzerland, in China, in India, and all of these people from all of these countries are happy to come. We are now going to start actually building the roads by the end of this year.
And the factory, the companies are going to take charge of building the roads by themselves.
We, the management of the Gomua Special Economic Zone, it used to be the Gomua Gomua Central Special Economic Zone, but we removed the Central because we believe that whether it is Gomua East, Gomua West, or Gomua Central, is one Gomua, and we want every Gomua to benefit from this Special Economic Zone. And so we are working, we as the management development team are building the roads. We are not working alone. We are working with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We are working with the Ghana Free Zones Authority. We are working with the Ghana Investment Promotion Authority. So what we have seen is that, or what we have realized is that the Ghana Free Zones Authority gives you access to bring your raw material into Ghana to produce your finished products and then export. Because of the size of the market, Ghana has about 33 million people. It makes it difficult for big industries to establish in Ghana if their concentration is on just the Ghanaian market. And that is why we have a draft MOU from the African Union via the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to allow us to leverage on AFTA to reach the 1.58 billion people on the entire African continent. So if you're producing in Gomoa, you are bringing your raw material in duty-free, and then your finished goods are going to the 54 countries that have ratified the AFTA agreement tariff-free. This is the market that we are opening to everybody who wants to operate in Gomoa, because you see, the population of Africa now stands at about 1.58 billion. The population of China is about 1.4 billion. However, the GDP of China is about 17 trillion. The GDP of Africa is about 3.4 trillion. The reason is that our markets there are too many trade barriers in Africa. Between Lagos and Abidjan, you will encounter about 70 trade barriers just between Lagos and Abidjan. But between Shanghai and Guangzhou, or Tianjin and Beijing, there are no trade barriers. And so when you produce in Shanghai, you can travel all the way, your goods can travel all the way without any tariffs. This is what we hope to establish in Gomoa, so that when you are coming to produce in Gomoa, your manufacturing in Gomoa, your market is not just the Ghanaian market, the 34 million or the 400 million on the West African in the West African sub-region, but you are getting access to the entire 1.58 billion. So our zone is after Gomoa Special Economic Zone.
Do you have the buy-in of your colleagues from the other constituencies around the Gomoa area? Because you took out the central and it's now Gomoa Special Industrial Zone. So is this suggestive of the fact that all of the MPs, they have bought into the idea because it's for the people of Gomoa?
Yeah, of course. The question sounds like you go to a church and ask if everybody believes in Jesus. Of course, once you're a Christian, you are there because of Christ. And this is a huge thing. My colleague on the West I've been in various conversations with my colleague on the West. Who has shown...
That's a Deputy Energy Minister.
Yes, of course, who is very much supportive of this initiative. In fact, we have a plan to build a port in Gomoa in the next 3 years, so that you don't have to travel all the way to Tema or to Takrade to export or your goods or import your raw material.
And this will be private sector led?
Of course, yes. And we have had conversations with the director of Tema Port and some of the senior people of Ghana Ports and
Harbours Authority.
Yes, to assist us to be able to do this. We are currently running a feasibility studies, and we are hoping to be done by next year, present it to the government. We want to build something big in Gomoa.
Listening to you, you sound like the MC that the constitutional review process expects citizens to vote for kick in. How do you marry the fact that as a member of parliament, you're development focused as against what is the primary and core function of legislative duties? How do you marry that with the expectation on metropolitan municipal district chief, because they are supposed to be leading the charge like you're doing as a member of parliament?
I believe that we have a huge problem as a country. We just, if you like, we just I don't want the bloggers to misconstrue what.
Feel free, because you are known to speak your mind and speak it very freely.
No, sometimes I want to be a good guy. I think that we just bought into this whole democracy thing. We picked a book and we decided to live by it. I don't believe that we are there. You see, this whole thing, and I disagree with the Constitution Review Commission in some. I think they did a fantastic job, but there are some areas that I disagree with them, like extending the term to 5 years and presidential and parliamentary terms to 5 years. I wish they could reduce it to about 3 years, and then remove term limits. So. You can contest as many times as you want
for president,
and as long as you are doing the right thing, and the incentive to perform is the next election, because you know that when you have just 2 terms, you come and you spend the first 2 years satisfying those who brought you there and thanking everybody. The next 1 year to think about development, and the next year to go for the next election. And then once you get it, you are going into your final term, and most of them don't care because there is no incentive to perform. If you are not a John Mahama who has 1 term but wants to build everything, including an expressway, including if you don't have that mindset, so it becomes difficult. And if John Mahama had another term, I think that he would have done more. So in my personal opinion, I think that the term limits has to be removed from our constitution. If you look at the MC and DCA, I don't think that we have to look at it again. Having an MC who is there to develop the municipality or the district assembly, whose core mandate is to develop the district. I think that, and they have the money. Yeah. They have been given money for the development of the district and the municipal assemblies. However, some of them don't perform. If you look at my DC, for instance, he's a great guy. I've never seen government projects run this fast. And I also think that it is because the president ensured that 80% of District Assembly Common Fund is going directly to the district. When people say, what has John Mahama achieved in almost 2 years? I tell them that just ensuring that 80% of the District Assembly of Common Fund goes to the Assembly itself is an achievement, because you cannot have what we are doing is decentralization, local governance. How can you have a government that does not have money? So most of these guys were not performing. It's not about the MC or the DCA also performing, having money, but it's about the vision. We can build anything out of nothing. So you can have an MC and say, oh, they are supposed to develop the district. But I think that the MP must be part of the development of the district. You have 2 people. One may be proactive, one may not be. So I don't think that it is right to limit the MPs. The MPs must also.
You think the work done by the Constitutional Review Committee, because the argument is that let us vote for MCs so that they will come and then they will be promising the things that you're doing in Gomoa right now. They will come with visions now, because now we are just appointing them, so that we'll leave MPs to focus on solely protecting the public purse, legislation and other things.
You see, my brother, all these things that we are talking about are things that we decided to do at the wrong time. I don't believe that. I personally don't believe that everybody must be part of governance. I'm just saying this to make a point. I don't believe that I can't play Black Star. I don't believe.
So you shouldn't be in the Black Stars.
Exactly. And I cannot be a doctor. So if you put me in a theater to operate on somebody, you want me to kill people. You understand? So why is that when it comes to governance, everybody must be part? Some people must govern until a certain point. So this whole thing about Constitution Review Committee asking people to vote because it is neither here nor there. Now, what you are going to do is that you are going to get people to vote, and whether the MC or the DC is performing or not, you have to wait for the next election. Whether if the president is performing or not, you have to wait for that's a big problem. Yeah. When the MP is performing or not, you have to wait for 4 years. Everybody must sit down and wait for 4 years. If now you are going to vote for the MC and the DCs, if they are performing or not, everybody must sit down and wait for the next election. That is why I was not excited about them introducing proposing the recommendation, the 5-year term, because then Akufo-Addo will still be president by now. If you understand, I don't think that we must add, looking at what we go through during elections, I don't think we must add MCAs and DCAs. That is, the framers of our constitution were very smart when they made that an entrenched clause in our constitution. You do not want to add this wahala to the already existing problems that we have in this country. Now, we are going to, I don't know if MCs and DC will also have delegates who are going to pick them. No, somebody must appoint them, somebody must fire them. The only problem we have is that you don't have people who are
these are chief executives.
Yeah, somebody must appoint them, somebody must fire them.
So you completely disagree
I totally
with any suggestion that we should vote for?
The suggestion that we should extend the term, I'm going to campaign against it. And I'm very sure that extending MP's term to 5 years and a presidential term to 5 years will fall flat. I'm going to campaign against it. Ghanaians will not vote for that, and I'm begging the bloggers, please use this 3 News and TV3, please. I am going to vote against extending presidential and parliamentary terms. I'm going to vote against it. I'm going to campaign against it. Yes. I think that it should be even 2 years. After every 2 years, you have to come back to the people, and the people must vote for you based on your performance, based on your achievements. Not if you give me 2 years, 4 years, it is not enough for me to. I've been in Parliament for less than 2 years, and I don't remember. Sometimes I find it difficult to count the things that I have done in less than 2 years, and I don't have a budget.
It was one of the things I was going to come to.
I don't have a budget. Let me say this. I keep telling people, we in Gomwa have common sense in commercial quantities, and we can make something out of everything. You know, people say, I can make something out of nothing. In Gomwa, everything is something. So we don't say nothing. We can make something out of everything. I don't see my diplomatic passport as an ID card to withdraw Mumu. My diplomatic passport is not an ID. There are some people whose diplomatic passports are ID cards. They use it to withdraw Mumu.
Your colleague MPs?
Some people. Diplomatic passports are not given to only
just to
MPs. Even to DCs. We are talking about DCs. We are talking about MCs. Yeah. They also have diplomatic passports. So some of them see it as an ID card. They use it to withdraw Mumu. As for me, this opportunity that I have, holding a diplomatic passport that allows me to travel anywhere in Europe without going through the hassle of getting a visa, is valuable. It's something of great importance, and it has to benefit my people. That one is currency. That one that I hold is currency, and the people must benefit from it. And that's why I came from Germany not long ago to bring huge investments into our special economic zone. So it is not about how much you are giving. It is about what you can do with what you have.
With what you have. But fantastic point you make as to using that diplomatic passport and leveraging on it too. But there's also the part about costing in terms of all of the things that you are doing. I know for you as an MP, there's a part of the common fund that comes to you for certain developmental projects. You've mentioned 2 clinics, 6 schools, and all of that. Where else are you getting the money to be doing all of these projects?
Okay.
Because I hear the MP's job is it's a thankless job, and it's a very expensive job as well.
Yes. One of the worst things that you can do as an MP is to expect people to be grateful or to appreciate what you do. Don't ever expect anybody to appreciate. Don't expect it, and you'll never be disappointed. Listen, why is Gumua poor? Why is Gumua or Central region considered a poor region? And why is Ghana considered a poor country? It doesn't make sense. Now, we have a lot of ways of generating income, revenue, funds, raising financing for projects. We have a lot of ways. And I'm going to say this to you today, my brother. Do you know why His Excellency the President passed the crypto bill? His Excellency President Mahama passed the crypto bill. Something big is going to happen. I have been in many conversations with the president, and that man is a very smart man. Look, you are asking how we are raising money to do all of this. Why can't we raise money in Ghana? For example, how many ounces of gold do you have as a country? Nobody knows. All that we know is that we have about 250,000 ounces of gold, which is about in the trillions of dollars. But where is the document to tell you how many ounces of gold you have? How many, you have lithium, you have oil, you have bauxite. How many gallons of oil, barrels of oil does Ghana have? Nobody knows. But you also have the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, an institution that can give you a document that scientifically tells you how many ounces of gold your country has. If the government of Ghana funds the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, if they are well equipped to conduct conduct prospecting, to be able to tell us how many ounces of gold we have in various areas, that document that you are holding is bankable.
What is currency? Natural resources.
That is currency. Once you can tell scientifically, how many ounces of gold you have in an area, that is currency in your hands. What is backing Bitcoin? Nothing. Bitcoin is backed by speculation and belief. There is no real world asset backing Bitcoin. But why is Bitcoin that valuable? If Bitcoin that is backed by nothing is valuable, why is the Ghana cedi not strong? You have a currency, you have a digital currency that is backed by speculation and belief, which is valuable. However, you have a currency which can be backed by gold, by a document. Even if you are not backing your cedi with that document you have, that tells you the ounces of gold you have, you can create a digital currency. We are in the era of stable coins. If Ghana is able to fund the Ghana Geological Survey Authority to work on identifying how many, what quantity of minerals we have and the value of all of these, and produce a document, Ghana can create a stable coin, and everybody in this world will buy our coin. We don't need the IMF, we don't need World Bank, we don't need anybody. If Elon Musk comes to Ghana today and buys a concession of gold, immediately it is transferred into his name. His net worth will appreciate instantly. Before taking the gold, his net worth will appreciate. Is that true or false? Yeah. So if somebody can buy a concession and then before he even goes down there to take the gold, his net worth appreciate. Why do you have the gold but you are poor? That's why I keep telling people we have common sense in commercial quantities. We know how to make money. Human beings, our brains are not pay-per-use. Our brains are used, we can use it for free, and we have to be able to generate. I sit on the Yenku forest. Yenku forest is a huge forest. It is a virgin forest that had been sitting there. That was that had been protected since 1931 or so. Why can't I raise money? And I have to go out there and tell everybody that we can build an eco park here, we can build an artificial waterfall here, we can build cable cars and canopy walks and glass walks. We can increase the animal population. I just have to go out there. I have to prepare a document and show it to people. Kwame Nkrumah didn't have WhatsApp, but he was able to send a message to the entire continent. I have WhatsApp. I have social media. I have internet. I have Canva. I can produce documents in seconds. I can produce anything that I want. The kind of tools that are available to us on our mobile phones, the one that we use to watch porno. Mobile phones, we just use it to go and watch porno and to go and fight on TikTok. I have friends in China who make over 16 million, 20 million on TikTok daily. Tony Dems, that my friends, they are coming to Ghana in the next 2 weeks. They make about 20 million. They have a studio like this. You come and the influencers are there and their products and they are selling. They are making money. They sell about 60. I sit down, I watch the screen, and they are making money. And these young ladies, these young guys, make about 20% of their earnings. So when people ask me, how are you making money? I don't need money from anybody. If I sit on thousands of acres of land, that is lying by the Lagos-Abidjan highway, a corridor that sees over 47 million passengers every day. That is currency. That is money. I have to explain to people that this is money. That's why when I hear people say, oh, the white man came and took our gold, I said, do you know the value of it? You don't know the value of the gold. In Dubai, they import black soil to plant flowers. So if you have black soil, that's a natural resource. Fertile soil is a natural resource. So you cannot be sitting on fertile soil and say, where are you getting the money from? What you are sitting on, if somebody has to import it into their country before they can grow plants and you have it for free, that is a natural resource. And so raising money to build anything in Goma is the least of all our problems.
Right.
Our problems is how to find the right people to work with.
By this narrative, it presupposes that the rest of your colleagues who are not engaged in endeavors like this in Parliament could risk losing their seats, because if by the 4 years you've put up an industrial park and all of that, that becomes the example for everybody to look at and suggest that, look, because some people have criticized you that, look, you've gone to Parliament, you don't even talk, you don't say anything over there, and yet you call yourself an MP. I mean, how would you respond to that? And if this becomes the yardstick now for members of Parliament?
They are misinformed people, and I don't blame them. I feel sad for them. You see, and sometimes what makes me angry is when people come and say, oh, he doesn't speak in Parliament because he can't speak English. The English that they speak in Parliament, when I show it to my kids, they say, what are they saying? My kids, they live in London. The brofo you are speaking in Parliament, they don't understand. If you think you are speaking English, they don't understand what you say. That English that they speak in the Parliament, my children don't understand it. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is that we have made it look like just going to the floor of Parliament and screaming makes you the best MP. I'm not going to Parliament to scream, and I'm telling you this today. I had a plan before I entered Parliament. I had a plan, and I knew for a fact that, look, when I enter Parliament, it will give me the opportunity to change a lot of things in Gomua. Not because I want to be the most. If you are known for the number of arguments that you won on the floor, but not the impact that you made in people's life, you're a waste of taxpayers' money. I want to be popular for the impact that I made. I want to be considered the next Kwame Nkrumah. And you come back and you come here and tell me, oh, A+, he goes to Parliament and he doesn't speak because he can't speak good English. I speak better English than Lionel Messi. I speak better English than Cristiano Ronaldo. But they are better than me in terms of achievements. And so you can go to Parliament and speak all the English for the Queen to ask you pardon. That is your problem. As for me, there's one thing that I know. And I will never buy a trumpet and hand it over to anybody to blow, because we are in the era of COVID. If you play my guitar, that is okay, because you play it with your fingers. But for you to blow my trumpet, you give me COVID, I will not allow you to blow my trumpet. I blow it myself. I don't share. I know that I'm a very smart guy. So I don't care about who is speaking and who is not speaking. Or I don't want to know. There's one thing that I know about myself. I'm a very smart guy. And when I see people who don't fear me, I wonder, why don't you fear me? I came to Accra as a young boy, 19 years. I left my father, my mother, just jumped in a trotro, came to Accra. When I got here, my lorry fare from the village to Accra, that was the last morning. When I paid, I didn't have any money. I've been here till today, giving birth to my kids schooling abroad. I have a very beautiful life. I've become a member of parliament. You are not scared of this guy. I'm still here. And when I wake up, the next thing I think about is how to become president of Ghana. You're not afraid of me. You want me to go and be standing in parliament and speaking English?
That's the ambition. You want to be president of the republic?
Of course, it will happen. It is not like I'm not, you know, when you meet people say, do you want to be president? Oh, wait, when the time? Me, I know I'll be president of Ghana one day. It will happen. So when we finish this show, please take a photo with me so you can show that some time ago you interviewed the president before he won. I'm a very confident guy. And I'm not going to be president because I was fighting on the floor of parliament. Because the people of Ghana will see the things that I have done. And yes, they will see my achievement. The world is changing. The people are no more interested in who is talking and screaming on the floor. They are interested in the impact that we are making in people's lives. And we are going to change a lot of things. If you ask me when, I don't know. But I know for a fact that people will wake up one day, look at our achievements and say that we want to vote for this guy.
Will it be on the ticket of a political party?
I will never be a member of any political party.
Because you're caucusing with the majority now.
I will never. Yes, caucusing is different from being a member of a political party. I will never be a member of any political party. The biggest problem we have in this country is the fear of losing elections, the leadership of parties. I believe that looking at what John Mahama is doing today, or what President Kufuor did, or what Nana Addo did, if they were not members of these two parties, they would have done more, because the parties put pressure on the governments. You see somebody who is building in a waterway and is fighting with the how do you call it, municipal
chief executive,
because I bought cars and I gave it to the party. I gave this to the party. I don't want to be a member of a party. And as for me, there is one thing. When I see everybody going this direction, I turn around and run.
You think there's a problem with the politics and the party system that we have in this country?
That is the biggest problem that we have in this country. I am running at a certain speed because I'm not scared of what I have to say. I'm not scared of what I have to do. So long as it is the right thing to do, I do it without the fear of being called to any party headquarters to go and to go and answer questions to anybody. When I said on your show, I talk about Fifi Kwete. He's not my general secretary. He's the general secretary of NDC. I have a lot of respect for him. I think that he has achieved a lot, and he's older than me. And in our culture, you have to give a certain level of respect to older people. I have a lot of respect for Asedun Ketia, but I can tell him that I do not support him. I can tell him that he's right or he's wrong, and I don't care about how he feels about it. You understand? And I've stated clearly that he should come and tell us if he wants to be president. He should come and tell us why he wants to be president, because he was in Ghana in politics in this country before they started building Dubai. And Dubai has been built. They've built all this. He was part of politics in this country. Before they started building Dubai, there is none of my colleagues in the majority who can say this on your show. They will call them to party headquarters. They cannot. They are scared. I'm excited to be here. I'm representing the people of Ghana. I'm not serving anybody's interest. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So if you want to be president of Ghana, no problem. We can support you to be president of Ghana. But what have you done for this country? We want to know. Not just being sarcastic like me. Hey, he can insult you nicely, but he won't say that. He won't use Abuakwasia, but he has a nice way. So therefore, you can become president. No, anybody can become president. It is possible that maybe I support him to become president, but I want to know. You were in politics before they started building Dubai. What is your achievement? What have you done for this country?
Your combative nature and public commentary sometimes draws a lot of criticism to you. Some wonder if that hurts your general overall ambition in the long run as to your persona, because I think after the June 29 floods, you were making some public commentary and all of that. There was a bit of a backlash and all of that. Does that come back to hurt you in a particular way, or are you minded to sometimes tone down a bit in terms of what you say? Obviously, you stated you are not a member of a political party or anything, and so you don't have to be called and questioned. But as to the general populace and the people you want to lead one day, sometimes they find some of the things you see offensive.
Yes, some.
3FM.
It's normal. Some. There's some people who don't like Jesus Christ. Some. There's some people who don't like Prophet Muhammad. Some. There's some people who don't like me. I don't meet them. I hardly meet those who don't like me, because anybody who meets me wants to take a photo with me. So sometimes I wonder, is it that those who don't like me don't have lorry fare to come to town because I don't meet them? Anybody who meets me wants to take a photo with me. So yeah, I agree that some people may disagree with me, but go on social media and read the comments. Read the comments from any platform, anything that I've said. You get about 20% of people who disagree with me, and about 80. The Constitution says that if I'm looking for votes and I want to become president of Ghana, it should be 50+1. The Constitution knows that many people won't like you, but 50+1 is enough. I'm not looking for everybody. I want some people to like me. And of course, I have read the Art of War. I've read the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. I've read the 48 Laws of Power. And so I know how to court attention. I am an experienced attention seeker. I need your attention. I need to stay relevant. So if you think that I don't like what I'm doing, I want you to know that I have to plan it. I have to live in your life. And I'm excited when you don't ignore me and you are fueling it. I will continue being like this. My people like it. A lot of people love me for who I am. I will live under your skin. Whether it makes you happy or not, it's not. The only thing that will never happen is that police will arrest me for committing a crime. But I am an experienced attention seeker, and I know that I need your attention to sell an idea to you. When you may not like what I said, but you come and watch it and comment, and one day you will sit down and think about it and say, you see, these are the things that A+ has been talking about. It may take 2 years, 3 years, but you will still listen. And lastly, if you watch my last encounter with somebody like Ola Michael on UTV, people will say, oh, he insulted Ola. That was one of the greatest things that I have done this year. And I'm so excited. If I do something that is wrong, I come out and say, oh, this was wrong. But insulting Ola was one of the greatest achievements this year, and I would love to do it again, because I had to defend the arts. I had to defend the creative arts industry. If somebody is talking about the MP and the person says that you are only focusing on entertainment, you are downplaying the importance of entertainment, especially when I've told you what entertainment contribute to Dubai, to China, to Las Vegas. So if you sweep all of that under the carpet and come and talk about, and then I'll insult you.
Let's talk about anti-corruption as we wrap up. You petitioned the Speaker over the Public Accounts Committee chair. Where has that gone, and why even engage in an act like that? It's a colleague member of Parliament, a former finance minister, and all of that.
You guys are living in a country where I don't know why you are. I don't know why you are not confused. You yourself, a host, you. I don't know. Mawuena, you. I don't know why you are not confused. Like
confused
somebody.
As to what?
Somebody is the deputy finance minister. Then 1 month after she leaves as the deputy finance minister, who was in charge, who was in charge of everything that we are talking about, sits in Parliament as the chair, to come and ask people why they did this, what they did, to ask people who were appointed just a month ago, you who did it, come and become the chairman, and go and ask the people who were just appointed why this happened when I was there. You guys are crazy.
Do you at any point in time regret the role you played in bringing Akufo-Addo into power?
Of course, yes, I do. Akufo-Addo is the worst president that we have had in this country. He's a good man. He's a good man. As a person, he's a good man. I think that I should visit him one of these days. I've not seen him in many years. I only see him on TV and social media. So I'll visit him one of these days. But the fact is that he's the worst president that Ghana has had in the Fourth Republic. And I have on many occasions apologized for being part of those who brought him to power. But of course, God created the garden and he didn't know that that is what it will be. And so me supporting Akufo-Addo shouldn't be a big deal. I think people will forgive me.
Lastly, what would you want to be remembered for, particularly the good people of Gumwa? And Kay says Gumwa himself. That's why he's been seated close to you and listening in greatly. There are high expectations of you. You started in achieving a number of those things, but what do you want them to remember you for? I know you have plans of reaching the highest office in the country as well.
I want them to remember me as a very good guy. That's all I want people. I want them to remember me that of being a very good guy. I'm one of the best friends you can have. I will be there for you. Yeah, I'm one of the best friends. Look, I've been with Dada Hafko. When I had my first child 21 years ago, I went with Dada Hafko to the hospital to bring them home, and we have still been friends. I just want to be a good guy, and a good guy is not acting good. It's not pretending to be good.
3FM.
It's not the kind of settings good. It's not speaking like a good guy, but actually being a good guy. Thinking about the people who live in my constituency and Ghana today and making plans for posterity, the generations unborn. That is what I want to be remembered for. I want to be remembered. I want the next generation to come and look at something that I've done and say, some years ago, some sensible people walked this land.
A+, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay, any quick things you want to say to him?
Yeah, I think he said it all. Now I will ask you, as your MP, like this. See, we are raising the standards, and Gomwa is rising, and you know, it's a subset of the Central Region. So if Gomwa rises, of course, the Central Region can only become better, and in extension, Ghana can also be better.
Fantastic.
Mawuena, before I go, let me just say this. We are building the biggest eco park in Africa, in Gomwa. Next week, Wednesday, we will be in Gomwa with the Ghana Tourism Authority, with the Forestry Commission has released the entire Yenku Forest to the Gomwa Eco Park Company Limited. This is going to be one of the first eco parks that comes from the forest and joins the ocean, so that you can take a cable car from the forest and ride 21 kilometers and see the entire ocean. We are going to increase the animal population. We are going to build homes in the forest, and we are going to invite everybody to the lunch to come and see what we are going to build.
Including Mawuena himself.
Including Mawuena himself. In fact, we are going to build this. Yes, we are going to build this in less than 3 years, because we are democratizing wealth in Gomwa. If you have money and you want to build a small home and give it out to tourists to live in when they come there, we will give you free land to come and build it yourself. So we are not looking at going to look for funding to come and build a huge. No, everybody who wants to be part of this, you can invest in this eco park. You can own a piece of this. So we are selling square meters. You understand? We are giving square meters away for free, and then we have a dashboard where when you have a building in the eco park and people live in, you can see on your phone. And that's why I'm telling you that we have common sense. We are very smart, and so we are inviting the entire Ghana. We will put the date out, and everybody should come and see what is happening in Gomwa. Absolutely,
and thank you very much for joining us in studio as well. I'm just going to read this one message that came through from Rahim. It says, A+. The awakening of mind's man. I just like him. Rahim sends that particular message in relation to our conversations that we've been having this morning. I appreciate you for as well coming by the studio this morning.
Thank you.
Politician, care of Appiah PO Box Parliament House.
on 3FM.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the sports segment here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Ampofo. Now, ahead of the 2026 3FM Tour de Ghana, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Jifa Ablagomashi, has called for an all-inclusive approach as a strategic way of positioning Ghana as a leading hub for sports and tourism. The 3FM Tour de Ghana is set to take place on August 28 through to 29.
Ride the Rhythm is wings on which we are going to fly. Promoting and branding and celebrating Ghana is not an individual's job. It needs all of us to put our shoulders to the wheel. And one of the ways in which we can showcase our country is to join forces with TV3 and its Ride the Rhythm to expose what we are not able to do, and also use the opportunity to include sports and all the other entertainment domains so that packaging what we have as Ghana becomes easier to do.
Now, away from that, let's do boxing, where undefeated Ghanaian boxer John Laye will battle Robledo in Argentina on Saturday in a WBA World Eliminator at the featherweight division as he moves closer to a world title. The boxer, who has been making final preparations over the week on Argentine soil, has been closely guided by manager Samir Nimado and the legendary footballer Asamoah Gyan. Jan Nimado, speaking to 3 Sports, believe Laye is ready to end victory.
I told him, listen, I'm not a boxer, but I will inspire you with what I have been through, you know, when it comes to crowd and everything and going to somebody's territory. You know, the fans are going to shout. You know, the fans are going to shout. I always tell him,
3FM
when I was playing,
92.7.
my most goals that I scored for Ghana was away. My most goals that I scored was an away game. You know, so it's like the fans will be cheering, but you and the opponent are in the ring, and he knows what you are going to do to him. So don't just forget about the crowd, and then focus on you and the person in the ring. You know, so he knows what is at stake, and we've watched his clips. We've seen his weakness. We've seen everything. We've had a good game plan that we're going to exhibit. That is what we do. We are there to just guide the boy.
The eliminator between Laye and Robledo will be live on TV3 on Saturday. However, let's shift our attention now to women's football and talk about the ongoing Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Remember that our coverage is proudly brought to you
Champions are not made on match day. They are shaped by belief, opportunity, and the support of those who stand beside them every step of the way. As football takes center stage around the world, Goldfields proudly continues its more than 2 decades of support for Ghana football, backing our national teams and helping grow the game. Goldfields, creating enduring value beyond mining.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
So our coverage of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations is proudly brought to you by Goldfields. To the details where the Black Queens ensure that they qualify for the Intercontinental Playoffs for the FIFA World Cup and keep their dreams alive after a comeback 2-1 victory over neighbours Cote d'Ivoire. Princess Mawuena and Josephine Barbonsu scored for the Queens, who now have it all to do in the World Cup playoffs. There's more details in the following report.
After failing to qualify to the semi-finals of the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations, the Black Queens of Ghana have successfully booked a spot in the playoff tournament for the 2027 Women's World Cup, which will be hosted in Brazil. They edged out Cote d'Ivoire in a 2-1 victory, where Princess Mawuena and Josephine Bonsu scored to make sure that Ghana's dreams of qualifying to the World Cup is kept alive. However, this means as the Queens fight for a place in the World Cup 2027, they would also have to be fighting for their spot in the 2028 Olympic Games. In October this year, they will start their pursuit for their maiden appearance at the Olympic Games against Mauritius and play other qualifiers if they are able to qualify from the second round of the competition, which means the Black Queens of Ghana are about to be very busy because in the playoff tournament, they have 4 matches to play, 3 in the preliminary round and 1 in the final round if they are able to successfully qualify from the preliminary round. But for now, the Queens will be excited that their dreams of making it back into the World Cup after missing it for 2 decades is still kept alive.
And so the Black Queens will get to know their fate when it comes to the World Cup because the draw for the Intercontinental Playoffs would be done much later, and the games will play between November and December later this year. But a reminder that for more than 2 decades, Goldfields Ghana has proudly supported Ghana football, standing behind the Black Stars and now the Black Queens, Black Challenge and the Women's Premier League. As the Ghana's national teams continue to inspire the nation and pursue excellence, Goldfields remains proud to support the dreams, aspirations and the future of Ghana football, empowering through football, Goldfields creating enduring value beyond mining. We still stay on women's football, and that's because we'll be hearing from head coach of the Black Queens, Kim Lasberg again, who says that his side would be ready for the playoffs in November.
Yeah, the message is that you can see a hard-working group with many young good players that they is going to be better and better for sure. We gave us the chance today to still make the World Cup. The next phase, I think it will be in November, December or something like that. And so we will have a lot of time to make sure that we are in a little bit better form than we have been. Even if we worked hard and did our best, it's a lot of time to make sure that we are even better in a few months. I'm extremely proud and happy, and I told them after the game that how well they performed today and how focused they were, and even if we had this bad start, that they were keep going. And yeah, I think they really showed up in the best possible way today, so I'm happy with that.
That was head coach of the Black Queens, Kim Lasberg, again speaking there.
Champions are not made on match day. They are shaped by belief, opportunity, and the support of those who stand beside them every step of the way. As football takes center stage around the world, Goldfields proudly continues its more than 2 decades of support for Ghana football, backing our national teams and helping grow the game. Goldfields, creating enduring value beyond mining. 7.
And so a reminder that our coverage of the Women's AFCON is proudly brought to you by Goldfields Ghana. Now, before we go, let's head to Europe, where Manchester United defender Mazraoui says that the ambition of the team is to win titles in the upcoming season. United have been without a trophy in the last 2 seasons since winning the FA Cup back in 2024.
We have big ambitions. We're not going to hide from that. This is a big club, so you have to aim as high as possible. If you see the quality we have, if you see what we did the last half season with Michael Carrick as a manager, it was really good. And yeah, it's a base, and you want to work further, and you want to increase that. So yeah, we have to aim really high, and that's trophies, of course.
So that was Mazraoui of Manchester United. A reminder that La Liga would be beginning this weekend, and many other more leagues would be joining in from next week. However, you can get updates on the latest transfer news and more on our social media handles at 3SportsGH. My name is Oreku Ampofo, and Sunrise continues right after this break.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
Sunrise.
It's about time we introduce ourselves to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's
Sunrise on 3FM.
13 to the top of the hour. Let me talk to you quickly about Latex Woman. Big thank you to Ampofo for doing sports for us as well.
She gets swagger. She be sweet like banana. She they come from Ghana. She said diva. Surely look me up my feet.
Now these days, some mattresses are being made from all kinds of unsafe materials.
...927, single 200 Ghana cedis, group of 10, 1,600 Ghana cedis, group of 5, 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice for Telly Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected, one national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis, group of 10, 1,600 Ghana cedis, group of 5, 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice for Telly Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected, one national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis, group of 10, 1,600 Ghana cedis, group of 5, 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice for Telly Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected, one national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis, group of 10, 1,600 Ghana cedis, group of 5, 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice for Telly Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected, one national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100 927, single 200 Ghana cedis, group of 10 1,600 Ghana cedis, group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100 927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1,600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days.
Terrorism. So we're expecting Awal Mohammed of the NPP to join us as well. But Roger T.D. Wills, is National Communications Team member of the NDC, is in studio with us as well. Let's get into the big conversations right now.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Gentlemen, good morning to us. I trust that the week has been kind and we're here today.
Good morning, Eric, and good morning to your cherished viewers and listeners. We can't complain.
Oh, just by the mention of Awal, he has actually walked
just
into
by
there.
the mention of your name.
Just by the mention of Awal, he's walked into.
Awal doesn't go to program late. What happened today?
Yes, the last time you were here, you were telling us.
You don't go for programs late.
You were telling us
you gave a scenario there was no traffic because fuel prices have gone up. So when you drove, so today what happened?
So fuel prices have gone down.
Yeah, today, I didn't leave home early. No, the fuel prices are still high.
So that difference.
That's why you came early because the fuel price has gone down.
And vehicles were packed.
So
I'm going to apologize.
You are late. He justified the position that fuel prices have gone
immediately
down. That's why there were traffic.
You listen to him, he will change position right now. No, wait. He will change position. No, you watch it and listen to carefully. He will change position.
But it's good to have you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think this week we've woken to what is troubling developments in relation to religious tolerance, comments and what have you, leading to breaches within the police's precinct when a suspect was in custody. That's where we're going to start. Just quick thoughts in relation to that and the concern and what we want to see from security agencies in relation to that. I'm going to start with Mr. Kuting because he's a security expert, and so I want to pick thoughts from him on that.
Well,
I mean, generally what you've made of it and what we should be doing to safeguard the space against, because some argue this is even a psyop. This could be somebody testing the waters to see how they can take advantage of what has been a very peaceful nation since independence.
Mawuena, thank you for having me. A very good morning to my co-panelists and to our cherished viewers and listeners. In fact, the strength of this country is how we have been able to manage our religious tolerance, especially the role the chief imam, His Eminence, has played in all of this. It's just unfortunate these things are rearing its ugly head. And I dare say that religious bigotry wouldn't benefit any political party. It wouldn't at all. So anybody who has a mindset of using religious bigotry as a political tool will be failing even to begin with. But this is a challenge. When the Imam made that video that was leaked, I was happy the way that His Eminence, the Chief Imam's office, swiftly released a statement calling for his arrest. My challenge is why the security agencies delay in effecting the arrest of the Imam. I don't know whether they were afraid.
92.7.
They had better intelligence we didn't have, and being a security analyst, sometimes they may not be able to act depending on certain circumstances. Having done that, the man was arrested. And I think because of the delay in the arrest of the Imam, most pastors also started talking about it. And let's take it or leave it. I believe in Jesus Christ. You believe in Muhammad.
Including Jesus Christ.
No, wait.
No, as a Muslim, we believe, if you're not, you don't, just to...
I'm coming from the radical point of Islam.
Yeah,
based on what the Imam, based on what the Imam said, based on what the Imam said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he came out of ignorance. That's the reason.
I'm making a point. I know where I'm going through this tangent.
Sure.
Look, if I believe in Jesus Christ, Eric, you believe in Prophet Muhammad. May his
peace be unto his name.
I don't see anything wrong to force you to believe in what I believe in. I'm drawing this tangent because when the pastor made some remarks about the holy prophet and he was arrested, we had somebody infiltrate security and meted out violence of unprecedented level on this pastor.
Yes.
What have they done to that man?
He's been arrested.
It took commentators to call for his arrest before he was arrested. He did this in the precinct or the police station. Yeah. Do we have the headquarters of the police station? Do we have to call on the police to do their duty? So these are the inactions sometimes they do, and it leads to other or unintended consequences, misinformation, and what have you. I will say this without any apology. Look, we are in a secular state. We have laws that governs us. Anybody who is a religious fanatic and has gone against the rules and the dictates and laws of the state, the person should be treated as a criminal and dealt with in the confines of the law. The Imam was arrested, granted bail, and people didn't understand why he was granted bail. Even currently, murder, you can be granted bail. It is his inherent right. What we should be concerned is, would the police be able to do the right thing to make sure that he's prosecuted and be able to sustain evidence to warrant such a prosecution? On the part of the pastor, he was arrested and also given bail. Where I disagree vehemently with the police is the slap they allow a Muslim to meet out on him. And that particular gentleman should be before the law courts today. Because I think that would de-escalate the tensions that are otherwise brewing in our communities. We are underestimating this thing. But I tell you, behind the scenes, the things that are going on is not easy. And the only way we can put a stop to this thing is making sure that the law takes its full course. Mawuena, I want to come to a very serious matter as a security analyst. And again, I don't have any apology whatever, because what I'm doing is for the interest of the state. Have we asked ourselves how terrorism began? Boko Haram began in Nigeria. It started with radical Islamic preaching. Then they introduced the Sharia law. And today, northern Nigeria is a no-go zone. You saw what the Imam said, and I quote him, that if this was in the Muslim community, could you have done this? It's so telling. Don't let us pretend like ostriches, because the peace of this country matters to everybody. And Rwanda is so fresh in our minds, so it was just a reckless statement on a radio station that brought about the Hutus and Tutsis genocide we witnessed. Go to our communities and hinterlands. There are a lot of mosques springing out. There is nothing wrong about that. There is nothing. That is the religious freedom we are preaching. But we have to be concerned the kind of imams that are manning those mosques. Because this guy came to speak. He's not the first one to say it. Many have gone underground doing this kind of preaching. Our only lack is that maybe somebody felt so uncomfortable and recorded it and leaked it. So we have to watch how mosques are springing up in our rural communities and the people who are manning them. Look at the porous nature of our borders. And we are surrounded with the Sahelian state. Is that not true? Look at Islamic stuff in Burkina, Niger, and where have you? Most of the imams that are even in this country are not Ghanaians. They are not Ghanaians.
That's not true.
Most. Look,
majority of them are Ghanaians.
When you say most,
okay, let me say some.
There is not even some. You see, before you even become a head of a mosque anywhere in this country,
I've not finished.
Okay, well,
you speak
relax.
Okay. You have a lot of things to say. This matter is not going to be business as usual.
Look. I'm from the northern region. I grew up in the Zongos. I'm a Zongo boy. I go to the mosques, and I can show you pictures and videos of me going to the mosques. Me, Emmanuel Cotin, as a Christian. That's the level of religious tolerance this country has brought all of us to embrace. What is wrong is wrong. If there is a secret agenda of Islamization in this country, fine. It is your religious freedom. Do it the right way under the confines of the law. But radical Islamic preaching would never be tolerated in this country. It is against our constitution.
Right.
And if we don't take time, these spillovers could bring about what we have seen in other countries. And I want to end here forcefully that politicians will beg you people, stay off from this matter. It's not a political issue.
Fair enough. I'll have you come in for me.
Thank you so much. I think he's spoken as a security expert, but unfortunately his biases came out because he didn't also condemn radical Christian preaching. Why will someone insult even a chief? Not to talk about a prophet of a faith, you understand? So I expected him to also condemn those pastors who are underlying and doing all these things. But you see, now, as he said, you see, when he was talking, he said, well, as a Christian, he believes in Jesus Christ. But as a Muslim, I have to believe in 6 distinct things to be a believer. If you don't believe in these 6 things, you're not a believer. One of the things is believe in the prophets and the books. Prophets, I believe in the Bible and I believe it's from God. You understand? But as a Muslim, I have been given only Quran now because that is the end of time. You understand? So those who believed in the Abraham, we call that book Sufi Ibrahim. That is the one that he brought. Then Moses will have the Torah. In Christianity, you call it Torah, right? Then Bible, we call it Injila. Then the Quran. These are the books that we know God brought into this world in the course of time. You understand? So we believe in Jesus Christ and we believe he will return and fight the infidels. This is a belief we have and it's in the Quran. The only departure here is that Christians believed he died on the cross. We believe he was taken up and didn't die. That is the only difference. You see, Christianity and Islam have a lot of things in common, especially things that are lawful, that are not lawful, and so on. Almost all the things. The only thing is that I see is that
we are not debating.
No,
Islam,
I'm coming.
We are debating actions that are taking place.
Okay.
So where you are going,
you had your time. You don't
allow him make the point.
I've been given time. If I even center it here, I will be okay. And he will have to guide me, not you. So what I'm saying is that That is why it is called Abrahamic religions. Islam and Christianity is
Mosaic
called
and all
exactly.
of that.
They are called Abrahamic because at least it came from Abraham. You understand? So that is one. Two is that, you see, what happened when the Imam made that incendiary edict
92.7
around Intensary in the Ashanti region. The first commentary, when it came up, the first thing that the National Chief Imam issued a statement and said that no, this is inconsistent with our religion. Then he called for his arrest to really explain. Because there is no text in the Quran that says that if anyone insults Prophet Muhammad or insults God, the person should be killed. There's no verse in the Quran, there's no anything, even in history of the Prophet. There was an attempt on the life of the Prophet. A woman poisoned him. He didn't die. He summoned her. She said she wanted to test whether he is a true prophet. He forgave her. You understand? So the life of the Prophet, there was no point in the life of the Prophet that someone was killed because he insulted him or insulted anyone. So when the Imam made that edict that if someone insults Prophet Muhammad, you can kill the person and you die a martyr. I said, this is an ignorant person leading people. I even said it. Then I saw that statement from the National Chief Imam. Then I felt refreshed. And the subsequent that arrest him because it doesn't happen this way. You see, in Ghana, we've lived over years. Islam came in Ghana before Christianity. Yes, Islam was in Ghana before Christianity. But we've lived in harmony. And when you check the top 10, he's a security expert, top 10 triggers that had caused a lot of deaths in this country. Religious does not even play any role.
Religious clashes.
Yes, clashes do not even play any role. The only thing is that it is only intra. If it might even happen, you see someone, another one fighting at a church over something, or in the Zongo you see them sects fighting. But for you to say interface, yeah. We don't even record it here. Top 10 is not there. So that is the reason when he made that edict, we're all livid and angry. That why? It is not in the Quran. He didn't quote any Quran. When I saw I have an article. I did not publish it that day. I was surprised that I didn't publish. I wrote it. That even when he apologized, he sought to say that, well, he was preaching, but his people, his imams called him to ask him to apologize, and he was doing it in the context of Islam. I said, no, that's true. That's not true. Even in the context of Islam, there's no way. Radicalism is not part of Islam. It's not. If you get opportunity, the Quran is there. I can send you the soft copy. You read. There's no way in the Quran that says that we should radicalize and so on. Even when you are insulted, the Quran, yesterday I wrote an article on it, the Quran says that if you are insulted and you feel that your God is being insulted, if you are within a space, move out of the space. If you think you can talk, educate the person. Because the person insulting, if you see anyone in any discourse, even as we sit here, resort to insult, it means the person doesn't have anything to say. Now let's come back to the arrest. When the pastor was also seen insulting Prophet Muhammad, a lot of people called for his arrest again. He was also arrested. To be very honest, the security expert would validate this. The two offenses, the one that the Imam did and this one, they are all misdemeanor.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that their safety is also very important. Sometimes the police can arrest you because of your safety.
Very true.
You understand? Because the moment people start saying, arrest him. For instance, the man in Intensary. Intensary is a Christian-dominated place.
You want to say that the pastor's safety was
3FM.
at risk. That's why his
I'm
arrest was more important.
I'm saying that the Imam, I'm starting from the Imam. The Imam lives in Intensary. This is a Christian-dominated area. And he issued that edict. His arrest is more beneficial to him than if they leave him there. You understand? Again, the pastor, you don't know where he is. You might not know a hothead who will also accost him somewhere and harm him. But when they hear, because Ghana, we are generally law-abiding, when they hear that the police have grabbed them, even if they see him walking, they know that he is with the police, even if he had been given a granted bail. So I was happy when they were both arrested, and I said, even the arrest itself is for their safety. even though they had crossed the line, but their safety is also in addition to what had happened.
Right.
Now, in the police station, you get people, this is the first time I'm hearing this, that there is a liaison officer between the Ghana police and Zango. It is interesting. I don't know if in the past you've heard it.
I've never heard that.
There is a liaison officer, and that is the liaison officer who took that people there and they slapped the guy. I was shocked that why would there be a liaison officer between Zango and you see, interestingly, this liaison officer is someone who is moving around Zangos calling for Muhammad's third term. You understand? I was shocked that why will he? That is the official position and he's paid for that. Yes, I have the videos. The videos are abound. No, I'll give you the videos.
Because that introduction then begins to introduce politics.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That you see, the most important is that the security expert is saying that this is the first time he's also hearing that there is a liaison officer between Zango.
Myself, I've not heard that, and exactly. I don't know how true that is.
No, the communication is there. He was the one who
communication. Yeah, I was going to ask who appointed him to be liaison officer between the
Ghana police.
And I've not seen anything.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying that as journalists, you can just introduce from the police.
No, because relax for me. The individual, we don't know what, because at some point there was suggestion he was working in the Interior Ministry. That's been debunked. It's not.
No, the individual who meted the slap is a broadcaster. But he went there in the company of Baba Sule, who is the police liaison officer.
Who is that Baba Sule?
Yeah, I'll show you his picture in the videos. I'll give you the videos if you can play it on.
What is his relationship with the
So that's why they said he's the police liaison officer.
Appointed by who?
By the I don't know who appointed him, but I'm sure it will be the IGP.
So it's a hearsay.
Not hearsay, but how did you get access to him?
No, you see, what I want us to get into is, I mean, the concern is how the people were able to breach
get there. So I'm saying that the reason they're able to get there is that the Baba Sule, because you see, two videos emerged. One is that when the gentleman was insulting him in the room, then the slap came outside. You understand? How did they get access to the room? And I'm telling you that there is someone called Baba Sule, who is the police liaison, whom they went there with.
You are establishing that Baba Sule is the police liaison based on what?
That's what we were told.
So it's a hearsay.
Okay, so now, how did they get access to the place?
Because today, question.
You invited me here.
I know that place very well. I've gone there in my early days as a journalist when Koko Anyido was arrested, when Nyantechi was brought in. I was lurking around the place and
but it would be difficult for you as a journalist to even enter if you're not.
No, it's very difficult. You can't actually go past the front decks, the corridor there, or the bounce.
Before you can even get inside. Even here, when you invited me, I can't just come here unless someone opened from the back. So that's what I'm saying, that there's a security breach.
Fair enough.
And I think that security breach must be investigated. We must establish, I entreat you journalists to establish how they got there. And I'm telling you that there is someone by name Baba Sule who they said is a police liaison officer who is always a lot of people within the Zango.
We don't, because the said individual is not here.
Yeah.
And I cannot confirm as well, because the question as to how they got access to the CID is a legitimate question.
I agree with you.
The CID, the IGP has been directed to investigate that and interdict anybody who was on duty when that happens. Yeah. We are waiting for the details.
Okay.
But I don't know about the liaison officer for the Zongo.
Yeah. Yes, myself, I was hearing it for the first time when we inquired.
You should have drilled further. You should have drilled further.
Well, how do you drill further when you are in a country where you even make a comment? You can be jailed for 1 year. Just for insult. You can just be jailed for 1 year for insult.
Roger, let me bring in Roger on your thoughts on this development as well. This was supposed to be opening comment, but it's just going on for a while. Because the main subject is a scholarship.
You are afraid to touch religious matters.
Absolutely.
We must confront them.
Very true.
We have to confront them.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I feel sad for my brother trying to politicize the whole issue when the security expert made his submissions on the subject matter, and then entreating the fact that, Ghana, we've coexisted for a long time. Awa, I believe, lives in the Zongo, but I'm more of a Zongo boy than Awa. You know, the fact that you are not does not mean that you are a Zongo boy.
Okay. Being a Northerner doesn't automatically
relax.
suggest.
If you have
Roger,
any point, I want to paint a picture. You see, we grew up in an environment.
Roger, I'm making the correction. I'm making the correction that
even
if you're from the north, it doesn't automatically assume.
No, that is why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, they are Christians in the north. That's what I'm saying.
Muslims. Christians in the north.
Absolutely. That is an undeniable fact. Even looking at the demographics and then the population characteristics
I want you
of the country, you can tell. But what I'm trying to establish here is that me as a person, I grew up in Ashaimanas in Suba. 2 houses before my house is a very big mosque. We go in, we pray. When it's fasting time, we all fast, we all eat, we all go to the mosque, we all go to the church. So we've gotten that kind of orientation. You get me? And we are able to coexist among ourselves. So if issues of this kind happens, I don't expect our political brothers to sit here and try paint pictures and then also use hearsays to attribute or tag someone in a political lens. You know, that is not the reality. Now, I want to kill the hearsay that he was
one Babasule.
Yes.
I think we've even on consensus
but
we've agreed that names cannot.
But I want him anytime he gets the opportunity to speak with issues of hearsay. If you don't have an empirical fact or any basis of fragmental evidence to ascertain or to justify your statement, don't make them, because we are educating and we are feeding people. Probably at the point you were saying, someone was listening and the person's radio or phone might go off at that time. But what you have fed to the person is what will travel. You get me? So, my brother, let's try to do the honorable thing when we get the opportunity to communicate to the populace. Now, with respect to the issue he mentioned, saying that both issues are misdemeanors, it is not true. The pastors can be considered or classified under a misdemeanor, but that of the Malam instigating people to kill is a pure criminal offense. Are you getting me? Because that can destabilize the peace of the country. However, let me not go into it so much, because there are cases, there are rude cases at the court that
take care of these matters.
That makes it, Azamati and others versus the Republic. This is 1974. Yeah, and then, yes, absolutely. And we have the Republic versus Havor and another. This is just a recent one, 2023. And then you had people instigating people to go and commit murder, instigating people or psyching people to rouse against people in a way that it would destabilize people's peace. Is not a misdemeanor. It is a pure criminal offense. So let's leave that one there. Now, with what the security expert said, Mr. Kuntin said, I think we should take matters serious, especially with the police service. If someone has been detained and the person is supposed to be protected for safety, because if that utterance was made probably in a Zongo area, the person could have been martyred or like lynched. You get it? And now, you arresting the person is not just to investigate or prosecute the person or pass judgment. Now someone comes to the police station or the police headquarters and you are able to release a detainee to a group of people, not only to have an interaction with the person.
That's a subject matter of,
they are not even lawyers.
Investigation.
Yes, they are not even lawyers.
It's been condemned by everybody.
No, it's been condemned, but we need to speak to it, and every individual that is an accomplice in this has to be expunged from the police service. If we mean, I'm serious. This is a serious matter. We are building a country and we are going a direction.
There are Supreme Court cases, High Court, which speak to the fact that once a person is in police custody, I mean, you should not assaults them. Even police officers.
Absolutely. But for the mere fact that it's not just the assault, having a group of people, they are not even lawyers or his counsels, where you have to interact with them, and the people moving him and putting a TikTok live.
They were
TikTok live,
and they were live on TikTok as well.
Yes. Live on TikTok.
That was
in a security
raises serious
space,
questions.
a security zone.
Now, what I wrote yesterday about it, everyone is insulting me. They're doing videos and so on when I called for his arrest.
In a security,
just insulting me.
in a security zone, and you keep a camera on a suspect, and you have someone have the balls, the moral locus to slap from behind. You see, it's no, please.
If not party person, who will
please,
get there?
Please, our.
Roger, speak to me. Don't speak to.
You see, I was telling Awa that this is petty. This is petty politics. Awa is doing petty politics, and these are the things that destabilizes the peace of a country. No, if we want to be patriotic, because listen, as I'm seated here, let me tell you, I have read theology. I told you I grew up in a Muslim community. People think I'm a Muslim. I'm an Ashaman boy.
Oh, okay.
98% of my circles are Muslims. Even the guys I move with. You get me? I have imams' children and malam's children. We move together. I've read theology too. So if I have to come here and do exegesis of the subject matter to defend the pastor, I can do. To defend the malam, I can do that. But we are looking at the security of the country. We are looking at living a country that our forefathers or the forebearers has left behind. You know, one thing that I believe in life, that if you cannot leave anything for the next generation, don't compromise their future.
Absolutely.
And in doing that, there are certain steps we need to take, certain stances we need to take, or certain statements we need to protect, or we don't have to utter in order to breach the kind of peace or the security we have here.
Fair enough.
So if our brothers will want to politicize issues of this matter or this nature,
widespread condemnation.
You get me? No, but he's sitting here on air trying to politicize it.
Continue to come in.
You get me? You just made mention of it.
I continue to come in.
You see, so the issue is, so as it stands now, the police headquarters, every individual that is a corporate with respect to they having access to the CID headquarters, having access to the detainee, making those videos, whoever is involved, I think the person should be called to booked.
Absolutely.
To book, and then some should be expelled. At least it should be a deterrent.
Fair enough.
We should set a narrative out there that people would have to take their work seriously, because this can.
Absolutely. Solo, you have the final word on this.
No, let me end with.
You've spoken for like.
Let me end. No, it's just a statement. I want a question. You see, someone made a statement in Nigeria. I think we should take it serious as Ghanaians. They say in Nigeria, when you enter a public bus or a commercial car, you don't know whether you will get home or not. Let's not get there as a country. You understand it? No, listen to the statement I've made.
So the statement
when you sit
in a
trustee.
No, I mean because of insurgents and all of that. So let me have you come in for me as well.
Eric, the truth of the matter is that we have a lot of religious fanatics and lunatics in this country. They don't understand anything about even the very religion that they claim they are in. They have no clue. They go and read portions of, say, the Quran, and then come and tell us their peace of mind. And based on that, they expect people to act on it. And I'm like, are we serious? If you go to a country like the UAE, that which is predominantly a Muslim or an Islamic country, you can barely even see the actions of sheikhs. You barely hear them speak. Run like a European country that everybody feels free. They don't even go with this radicalism. You are living in a small chamber or you are issuing trust. That day what you even eat is a problem. How to develop the country is not your concern. How to go and slap or kill somebody is your concern. That is for them. That is their own cup of tea. My concern is that somebody has committed a crime. Slapping is not part of any laws of this country. Whether the pastor called the prophet a thief, whether the pastor called him what, if that calling does not amount to any crime under our laws, you have no business slapping. Even if he said that, it is for the law to deal with the person. And not for you to take the laws into your own hands and be slapping and be filming. And you want you to take it serious? He might be prosecuted immediately to serve as a deterrent. This kind of confusion and commotion will not be entertained in this country. So the person that filmed it, the person that slapped, the policeman that allowed, everyone must be dragged into the fray and dealt with according to the laws of the land, so that we will be okay with our lives. You are slapping. That you are so, look, in a police station, even if it is in your own bedroom, you don't have any right whatsoever to slap anybody. So I believe that it has to be acted upon immediately. I also disagree with those that said that even when the imam said all those things, the chief imam issued a statement, so they were supposed. We don't need the chief imam to issue any statement before anybody that has committed a crime is arrested. The chief imam is not the IGP of this country. Neither is the chairman of the Christian Council. If you have committed, you are committed. You are arrested. You see, there is a sometime Fridays, you will be in traffic and these young boys and stuff, they say they are going to bury somebody, then they take over the street. Then we have the security authorities in this country that are not able to deal with that radicalism. You want to go and bury somebody, so you are late. You didn't know you were late when you were holding on at your place, so that you set off early to go and bury the person. When they are coming, pack, as if this country has been won to them. And I'm calling on the IGP and the police service to begin to be serious on such matters. Nobody is going to countenance on some of these things. You understand? Recently, what are we in court with? You remember the Wesley Girls issues? So if you have such an imam who is radicalizing the young ones that comes to him for mentorship, imagine such an imam preaching to a young lady. That young lady gets opportunity to be in Wesley Girls. And by dint of somebody saying anything about the religion, that lady has been taught by this imam that you slap the person or you kill the person. What happened in that school? What happened in that school? So, my attitude is that a crime has been committed. I heard our brother in Team Codjoe and another person who is also, I don't know whether it's an Islamic cleric, say, we have sorted the matter. Who told them that they have the power to solve crime? You only went to police station to do your bail. That is for you. Bail has been granted. But the crime will be pursued. The man should go to court and tell us the law that gives him the right to slap anybody. He must tell us. I'm not interested in whether the man belongs to a Buddhist or a Christian or Islam. What I'm interested in is that a crime has been perpetuated and we must deal with it. That is all to it. And once we do, in terms of this country, we have never fought amongst ourselves. When I hear people say that we have lived, why? Go and fight it. Because you are, go and fight. Who cares? That you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, so you want to go and fight. Go and fight. Let them go and fight.
A Christian. It's the father who.
It is the reason why I took
her father, because he felt that I will make her a Muslim. That was the reason I didn't marry her. I dated her for like 7 years. He knew.
Even there are instances.
I even told him.
I know. One of my bosses in the office is a Muslim, is married to a Christian.
But the point is that
Betimul and Alhaji Muhammad Idrisu.
Yes.
They've been married and have adult children.
The point is
that he's a Muslim.
That's love knows any religion. What some of us spoke against was when people decided. That's why I didn't want to do politics with it. When people decided to do politics with religion in this country, especially Sheikh Ibrahim Nyama and Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia himself. Sheikh Nyama in 2024. No, I'm just telling you that you don't have to go there.
Nyama is your brother.
Sheikh Nyama told us that as a Muslim cleric, we must go and vote for Bawumia. I said, Sheikh, what's the meaning of Sheikh? Sheikh means an elder or a wise old man. So in your wiseness,
I'm not sure we've gotten this. So.
You should go again. I was only reminding you of Sheikh. Okay. So here we go. There is no need. The man must be prosecuted. He must be imprisoned if the law allows that. So that you go to jail and then go and do this religious business over there. You go and meet the inmate. Oh, punish him very well.
Right. So, quick comment in relation to that. We're some 28 minutes to the top of the hour here on the 3FM Sunrise. You can send us your thoughts and messages as well as we continue in the conversation. 053-220-0927 053-220-0927. I see a lot of the comment in relation to Abubuya and the conversations from the accident yesterday, which we were having a lot earlier in the morning as well. But back to another matter that has dominated conversations this week. Has to do with the Scholarship Secretariat and some monies and what have you, raising concerns as to where all of the money has gone in relation to what it is that we're doing as a people. Solo, I'll start with you on this Scholarship Secretariat matter. I mean, where do you stand on it? There are those who say that, look, based on all of the things that we've seen, perhaps we should put a stop to awarding scholarships for now until all of this is remedied, because there's the UK High Commissioner says there's £32 million of debt hanging over her head, amongst other things.
It's not only the UK government. If you go to Togo, we are even owing the Togolese government. Because students that have
I don't know about
No, I know about that. I'm serious about it.
The French children are...
The Ghanaian children
Yeah.
there to
So
teach them English.
it's everywhere. But the problem is that I'm very surprised the former Scholarship Secretary boss is not being prosecuted.
He's issued a statement.
No, but he has to be prosecuted immediately. He has done a great deal of disservice to the people of this country. And all this expose did not just start today. Even when the MPP was in power, we knew all of this. There were actually programs on various platforms that we discussed them and exposed the corruption that was happening there. So conveniently, he found his way to Parliament. This country wants to make Parliament an annex of people that commit crime and then go for a shield or shelter. Elsewhere, if you were to go to India and Pakistan, you know what they do with scholarships? They know that those that occupy World Bank, IMF, and other places, they will come from the top universities, say Harvard, MIT, and so on and so forth. So deliberately, every year, the Indian government gives scholarships to their citizens to go to Harvard, MIT, and so on, to go and sit in the same classroom with those that will be taking future decisions. So that it is whom you know. If you are looking for anything, it becomes softer. That is what they use the scholarship for. In our part of the world, it is pay me and let me give you scholarship. So people that do not deserve to have even assembly, this is assembly scholarship, they are giving scholarship to go and learn outside the shores of this country. And not just them alone, we pay for their girlfriends, their fiancés, their adopted kids, everybody is paid. And what even surprises me is that those that are in the position to pay, we also give them scholarship. Oko Boy in 2020, I have one here. Let me wait for you. I don't know whether you have that one. Oko Boy scholarship.
I've seen
You have seen it?
I've seen the Oko Boy one. I've seen it.
The country is already expending on you. Then you go ahead and take scholarship again. Napo, Adwasa for them. What about the lady at who is facing the national service? Give tea and the husband. And the children. My goodness. Why do we do this to ourselves? So genuinely those that deserve scholarship that could go and learn to come and better the loss of the people of this country, they are denied. Eric, you could be a first-class student. And because of the chop in the sector, your application will never be considered. Because you will not have money to go and pay bribe. So we have defeated the entire essence of the scholar. I agree that we must halt it, and do a forensic audit of the entire sector. Bring those that have caused this country this international embarrassment to book. And here you don't have to go far. I am saying that the MP for Abuakwasa has no business being in parliament.
92.7.
In spite of all these. Who is in this administration protecting him? Who? Who is protecting him? Knowing what we know today.
What do we know?
What we know is that a lot of scholarships were procured using dubious means. Dubious. But we sit down and we will not speak about it. That is Ghana for you. So I am saying that we need to, as a matter of urgency, deal with the rot there. Secondly, I maintain that there are certain programs that we don't have to sponsor people to go outside the country and do it. Why must we be sponsoring a lot of people to go outside this country and do social science? Why? When we have Lagos, we have the KUSC, we have the UCC, we have the UDS, we are still sponsoring people to go out there to go and learn economics when our economic situation is different from what happens in Europe. It is in Europe, you go and buy a car, 2 years, the price depreciates. When you come to the economics of Ghana, you buy a car, 2 years, the price appreciates. So how can that person go to Europe and go and learn their economics and come and implement it here? It's the reason why the Eswal administration go and give the economy to Yalians, Oxfordians, and at the end of the day, we are buying a city to the dollar 17. I don't think so. Once again, beyond their studies, those programs that we do not have expertise to carry them through in this country, what are the mechanisms that ensures that they will even come back to this country? Because our ambassador or high commissioner to the UK tells us that the PhD students, most of them are not willing to come back to Ghana. They don't want to come back to Ghana because they feel that they have gotten a greener pasture somewhere, but they are using you and our tax revenue to stay there.
92.7.
Right.
So it's a matter that the former scholarship secretariat boss must be immediately hauled before the state institutions and investigated thoroughly and prosecuted after that, so that we will rid this country of all these corrupt officials who are also making laws for all of us.
Right. Solo, thank you. There are a few comments. And the Facebook people are accusing me that I don't read a lot of their comments. A few ones in relation to A+, Loyangoa, Abu Korabu, and Daniel Eduafare all share comments. Now, Ni Odate Mills says, good morning, 3FM, especially Senior Solomon Owusu. He returns to say Kamal was making a good point and he messed it up with politics and adds laughing emojis and says that you were making a good point but you wanted to dilute it with politics. Daniel Eduafare says, doesn't it disappoint? I'm not getting the comments proper in relation to what Solomon may have said in relation to the pastor being mistreated. But so yeah, those are a few of the comments. Noah, the Ark Builder, speaks to some constituency level elections of the NPP as well. And Daniel returns again, says he shares in the opinion that the former scholarship secretariat boss must be prosecuted. And while I'm going to come to you in relation to the scholarship secretary, then I'll come to Roger and then Mr. Kuting. As to this, we've seen a statement from the former registrar of the secretariat saying that, look, they're subjecting themselves to all scrutiny and all of that. But do you share in the arguments by Solo that, look, he should not be in parliament by now, must be undergoing certain prosecutions, at least based on what we are being told, and the debts? You are even telling me about some of the monies owed to Togo and the likes, resulting from scholarships handed out for a country who doesn't have money always.
So if there is a debt, it means the person has embezzled monies or the person has misappropriated funds. Why do we have to do this to ourselves? You see, the whole discussion that has been ignited by the UK High Commissioner is because the government is struggling to pay the scholarship beneficiaries. That is the reason they want to really give something.
But is that an accurate? Is that an accurate position? You know, the reason I asked that question, and I always make an intervention when I believe it is necessary. The reason I make this intervention is that even under the Eswal administration, there were students on scholarship who were complaining. So it cannot be that the reason this is coming out alone is because under the former President Akufo-Addo, there was a genuine struggle to pay them as well.
So do we have only students in only UK? We have a lot of students.
No, under your administration, Hungarian students
in Morocco, were complaining daily.
They are complaining.
Everywhere.
No, so allow me make
what I'm saying is that the reason it is a discussion today is as a result of some picketing that they did at the UK High Commission, the beneficiaries of the scholarship. Then now, instead of paying them, they are now hiding behind debt to say that indeed they were reeling under debt is the reason they are not paying them. That is why I ask the question. If there is a debt, does it mean that the former scholarship secretariat boss has embezzled money or has misappropriated funds? No. There is no one. That's what I will explain. There is no one who will inherit scholarship secretariat without a debt. The reason is that today, my brother Asafaje will give the scholarship for someone to go and study PhD. They have 2 years to leave office. And the PhD is 4 years. So definitely, before anyone takes over in 2029, you meet 2 years that he has to pay.
But must you not give
exactly? So that's the reason when we came,
when you know that
you can pay because school fees there are no arrears.
But the state will be able to pay. And they pay it as an almost every year. That is why when we came, there were debts. How did it make it an issue? Because the students are there. They are Ghanaians. Government is a continuum. And we believe that we will have to continue and pay. That's the reason I'm saying that. Even today, they are left with 4 years. They'll give someone scholarship to go and read PhD. And that PhD will really exceed their tenure. So definitely we'll have to pay. And that is what we met. And nobody, unless you don't know the system, nobody will be at the school, will take over scholarship secretariat and say that he did not meet a debt. Debt is supposed to be there because they don't generate funds. They take remittances from government so that they use it to pay.
Just come about?
You understand? They take it from government so that they pay. If the government does not pay in time, the debt will be there. What is the IGF? Almost zilch. So definitely they take almost all their monies from the government. And if the government refuses to pay, how is that the problem of that the scholarship secretariat boss? That is one. Two is that, you see, the man who was in charge of the scholarship secretariat, from day one, when Asafaje took over, he went and granted an interview at Inshira FM in Kumasi. And said there were a lot of frauds and so on. The man has submitted himself to both BNI and the police and has been attending to the police inquiries and so on throughout since 2025. This is something I know.
But there's a concern that some persons were not qualified, and in certain instances, the nature and the manner. I mean, handing out scholarships, and then you are paying spouse and all of those things. So, all of that put together raise questions and
yet
concerns.
To finish their work, and he's complying. And this is what his lawyers even communicated yesterday. Now, he's been complying from last year. So if really it is something, is he supposed to send himself to court? No. If you think there is something wrong, and you've been talking about this rot from last year, you've been telling us that there are rots in the scholarship secretariat, there are people who have been paid unjustly, there are people who have received from their spouse and so on. If all these things are wrongdoings, what are you expecting him to do? He'll still continue his work as an MP. You will have to send him to court. You have not concluded your investigations. And why do you bastardize a man when you have not concluded your investigations? And again, scholarships come in different forms. There are some that may support your spouse. Whether it is right or wrong, we have to really sit down and look at it and evaluate it. Also, said, I remember after Manasseh also, sorry about that. After Manasseh did his expose, after he did his expose in 2023, there was some realignment to the extent that we agreed that Get Fund should not sponsor anyone outside the country. It should be within the country. And if there are courses that are being studied here in Ghana, people shouldn't be given.
I'm trying. It's not a pressure. Yes. Yes.
You see, I know my brother Awa very well. He's somebody who has always spoken the truth. But Awa has found himself in a very uncomfortable situation lately. Trying to defend the indefensible. And you know that when you are defending the truth, it's very easy. You see the pressure you are coughing. Hey, bring water. Bring this water.
If you don't bring water,
the pressure
you want to lose a soul.
Look, to be honest. To be honest, this was just on a lighter note, my brother. You know that. Me and you there, water don't pass between us. You see, the scholarship secretariat has become a crime scene. It didn't start today. The current MP for Abakwa North, right, when he was there, you remember in the MPP, this issue came up.
Is he Abakwa South or
Abakwa South, or
yeah,
no?
it should be South.
Abakwa South. When this issue came up, I was thinking for once the MPP would institute an investigations and address the situation. They didn't do that. And you are here saying governance is a continuous process. Why must it take another government to investigate craft? Look at the beneficiaries, Okoboy. Look, I'm from Saboba. We're a very marginalized community. There are youth in Saboba who are looking for scholarship, they can't get it. Okoboy is politically exposed, one. He's a medical doctor, two. And you give scholarship to such a person with a wife and children.
No, his wife, there's no wife.
Let me check whether the wives were part.
Okay, only him. Even that, granted that. Napo. Even Napo. To go to Harvard and
got
do
his
something.
scholarship in 2014 under Sam Garba, not under this one. He got it.
He got another one.
He
got another one.
Look, I have the
when
he was energy minister.
I
have the
some other ones.
No.
But he got another one.
When he was energy minister, he got another one.
No, that's not true.
Okay. Let's assume that he got it under some Garba. Was Napo a needy student?
No.
Wait. Was Napo a needy student?
I mean,
No.
it suggests there's a
Scholarship-
need for us to re-look
Look,
the entire scholarship.
Scholarship was meant for brilliant by needy students. And certain courses that we don't offer here, that the country will need it. So you see, Mawuena, it tells us as a country, we are not giving and distributing opportunities evenly. We are leaving people who are needy but brilliant and could play important roles in this country behind.
92.7.
The truth of the matter is that if you look at the system today, the poor man's children are the people suffering and they end up doing something good for this country.
Exactly.
The rich man's children, they are pampered, just like we are seeing the way this national service scheme is panning out. We should commend the UK High Commissioner. I listened to her.
Yeah, she's doing a good job.
And how and have a national relook about how the whole scholarship secretariat will be structured. Even for a fact, if we can, as a country, we shouldn't put a politically exposed person to manage the scholarship.
But I believe they have to publish all those that receive scholarship from 2017 to 2024. We must publish it. Or we can even stretch it We can even stretch it to 209. No, but I just tell you.
You see the bias?
I'm even saying that we can stretch it to 2009. We can even stretch it to 2009. To 20. We want to see their transcripts.
So Canal Land.
Yeah, land.
Canal Land.
I
will land this way.
His was public. It was discussed.
Exactly. So the same man he is calling for his incarceration is the same person who gave John Gachi the scholarship to read his PhD. Now he's Bank of Ghana. He gave Dr. Sai.
Was an academic.
Dr. Sai, Dr. Sai, who is now the deputy attorney general. It is Kinsili Ajimai. Who gave him the scholarship?
You go and give people and give the rest to people that do not deserve it.
No, I'm just. We can.
Let's not forget. I'm on the floor. You have taken my time.
No, I'm on the floor. No, on the floor.
No. You started coughing.
I'm on the floor.
I came to rescue you.
They are giving water.
I came to rescue you.
If you come and lie, you cough.
1 minute to put in, and Roger, you come.
If you come and lie, you cough.
You see, I am troubled by the revelation Hawa is bringing out that Dr. Sris his scholarship was given under the
Get Fund. Was it not Get Fund?
Ajimai, right?
Yes.
So it was a Get Fund.
No, his scholarship is academic.
Wait. Do you know where I'm coming
Roger,
from?
you coming?
What are you?
making noise.
Allow me to talk.
But you're not allowed.
Because of time, I beg.
Look,
I beg, because we're almost out.
You see, our scholarship secretary has it been structured for family and friends?
Exactly. We give to everyone.
So it means that the current.
Yeah, and Akufo, we give to everyone.
And Akufo,
For family and friends.
give 1 minute. Give to Awari and go.
So you not allow me to lie. Don't allow me to lie.
Samira sister.
Don't allow me to lie.
Family and friends.
Because of time. Let me hear Roger, Mr. Secretary.
Roger, I will interject you because you are interjecting me. I must land. If I don't land, you people will not continue.
I beg you.
Let me land. Look, Mawuena, on a more serious note, let's restructure our scholarships.
Right.
Do a proper publication of beneficiaries over a certain period. Cease giving scholarship for a period. And then when we are able to sanitize the system, we now put new modalities about how we award such scholarship. And it has to be a public, competitive kind of thing, so that we don't go behind the scene and do I know you, I don't know you kind of thing. Otherwise, my people in Sawoba, how are they going to benefit?
Fair enough. Roger, let me hear you.
Yeah, with the issue of this scholarship brouhaha, I think the NPP should bow down their heads in shame. Wow. You see, they made so much noise. You know, just recently, I think we were on set with Kofi Ofosun Gaza. And then he was making some allegations that they are selling scholarships. And you know, I didn't blame him so much because that is what they did in their time. They sold scholarship. It was on the table for the highest bidder. And those that were in lofty government positions, they decided to reward them with scholarships. How can Gift Your Worry, sitting as the deputy NSA boss, goes in for a scholarship, the husband gets on the scholarship, the children gets on the scholarship, gets 16. Oh, please.
They don't have children, right?
Please.
That's an important.
Wait. No. Based on the information on the ground, they say the family. Please.
No, it has to be on the document.
Whoever is on the document, I can't tell, but they are family. What I'm saying is, they give them over £16,000 keep up annually.
Did they break any law?
Please. Oh, my brother.
That's very important.
So misappropriating state funds. It is lawful.
If it is lawful at that time, there's no problem with that. We can only look at who is the beneficiary.
Wait.
Security expert said. Let's look at who is the beneficiary.
Please. Aside that, when NIB searched Ofosu Gaza's house, they found 5 scholarship letters.
But they have discontinued that investigation.
Oh, please.
Why did they do
Let
that?
me do my submission. My brother.
The state has discontinued.
Allow him finish.
They had 5 scholarship award letters, 1 no objection letter, 4 affidavits of financial supports, 4 bond forms. See, if we are a serious country,
someone who was the CEO of NIP has scholarship letters signed in his room. 5.
So you're saying that your
Please,
government is not a
please,
serious
please,
government?
please,
Because
please.
your government met all these things and they have discontinued the case. He's no longer even attending to the NIB.
Look at you.
They have discontinued the case, so it means they did nothing wrong.
Wait. If we should,
if we had done something
if we should
wrong,
constitute an
we should be in
empire
court right now.
and someone is detained, you get these people marching as if they are crest students going for PE. You see them marching to the police station or Yoko or wherever a person will be detained. Please, we are building a country. Scholarships are meant for needy but brilliant students or people who want to go into academia. People who want to become lecturers and would add to human capacity development or capital development. Like some size scholarship that you made mention of.
And the MPP.
Simsai is a lecturer. And it is not anything far-fetched if the government or the country is investing in someone that will come and bestow knowledge onto others. So even with universities, they pick intelligent students and sponsor them so that they become... Please.
Didn't even look at his political affiliation.
Gift your worry. The scholarship, the scholarship program she went to read, is she coming to lecture anybody? In what capacity was the scholarship given to him?
What was the guarantee that?
Simsai was already a lecturer. Simsai was already a lecturer. The person was lecturing. Well, please.
But that doesn't mean that the person will remain a lecturer.
Please, when you are going, please.
Today,
he's still a lecturer. No. He lectures me.
No.
He lectures me.
Part-time.
Oh, what part-time?
Part-time is not a full-time lecturer.
He's still a lecturer, but part-time is still a lecturer.
He's just trying
part-time.
You see?
No, he lectures me.
But you don't know whether...
He lectures me. I sit in his class.
No, is he imparting knowledge or is not imparting?
But the rest of the people, they also
that kind of politics, theatrics politics, the MPP is playing. You see, let's call a spade a spade. If you want to say that every government, successive government, comes to meet a debt, you see, the scholarship secretariat has a KPI. We know the country's or the government's budgetary allocation. Because they were selling scholarships and then they knew they were going into opposition, they had to sell more in advance. They sold into the future. Because they know from their books that every year we receive this amount of money. So these are the number of people we should be able to absorb.
Exactly.
But because of their moribund, mundane, ill-minded, centered mentality, you see, they sold scholarships into the future. Future sales. Yes.
Forward sales.
Forward sales of scholarship. So, is it not the MPP?
MPP.
Is it not the MPP?
It will beg the question.
Owosu Cancer said he knows people 1 year, 6 months. Owosu Cancer, the MPPs of Owosu Cancer claim he knows people who paid.
It will beg the question, why are you not investigating?
That one they have to, yes.
That is why when Owosu Cancer was picked up,
but
2 days later, he was taking claims that his father's died.
I don't know that.
We have to revisit Owosu Cancer's case.
You and who?
No, please. As a country, we need to revisit Owosu Cancer's case. If NIB is listening to this program, let's call them to book. They should come and answer questions. When he was arrested, we didn't do this. Please.
You are speaking as though you are in opposition. We are supposed to call on this. You are in government. You're supposed to tell us.
Roger, finish up from because
we are in government. We will make sure the right thing is done.
Nothing is
going when he was arrested, 2 days he claimed because of the arrest his father died. Listen, we are a serious country. We need to put things in shape. That's forward sales you've made. You have to vomit the cash. They sold scholarships, some $20,000.
You're still campaigning.
No. It is your reckless management or handling of the secretariat that has brought this. So if you have students who are now depressed because they paid, let's conduct an investigation.
Those
Some of them are saying
they paid
percentage, 40% of the scholarship amount.
Yes.
If you are taking more than $80,000, you pay 40%.
They were paying.
Are there evidence on
They
record?
are saying yes. Some of the students are voicing out.
That's why I say it's a crime scene. We need to investigate.
You see,
and your government for 1 year, 6 months is not able to.
But you should be ashamed of yourself.
They were given 4 years, so it doesn't mean that you can do all in 1 year. We are telling them that they must do what the people of Ghana expect them to do.
So you know that they have been given 4 years, so they can only be doing propaganda by telling people that people have committed crimes without necessarily sending them to court?
Don't worry. When you appear in the box, and I know I know you go for a demonstration that democracy is an attack. When people are called into the box, we will have people of your kind marching and making noise that democracy is an attack.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Just 1 minute, Mawuena. You see, I want to appeal to the government or His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. You see, allegations of corruption are being made. There's no prosecution swiftly going on. The people are even daring government to take them to court.
Because we've done.
So we want to.
Were you not in this country? Last year,
I need to wrap up.
Last year, they were.
Gentlemen, thank you. Emmanuel Kutin is the